What's going on, my peoples? This your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. All right, people. Good morning, everybody, man. Hope everybody having a blessed Thursday, man. Doing live streams early. So Trump decides to go on a business deal week and decides to say we slapping tariffs on everybody. Everybody and their mama is getting a tariff. Like, listen, the bad part about this whole shit is that there's so many different types of impacts of this type of shit when it comes to tariffs, right? You got on one hand with like Republicans and MAGA people, right? Thinking that this shit doesn't affect the little people, the people that actually buys the merchandise, right? So you have that. Then you have like certain people that we get right here on the CNN panel that try to pretend that this is a great thing. Tariffs is a great thing. Listen, tariffs is like anything else. It's like if you weaponize the law, right? Like if you use the law could be a good thing. But if you weaponize it and don't treat everybody fairly or equally under the rule of law, then the law could be a bad thing. Right? So listen, it's a way you're supposed to do these tariffs, but Trump and the people that surrounds him are so, I don't even think a lot of the people around him are ignorant to this, right? It's that Trump is not educated in this. And so when he makes moves and shit like that, they go along with it because they got to kiss the ring. But then now shit is getting fucked up. Now people in his inner circle is telling him like, oh, whoa, up. You this shit is affected. See, listen, I told y'all. The little people, we gonna get fucked. Listen, it's no ifs, ands about this shit in this Trump administration. We gonna get fucked over. We gonna get hurt more than anybody. But let me tell you something. Trump won't be able to do a lot of this wannabe dictator shit is when this shit start affecting his rich friends, the wealthy. And this is why it's a big deal. If this shit was just hurting regular folks, they wouldn't give a fuck about this shit. Right? But now that is affecting the corporations, the business owners, his donors, or the Republican donors or Democrat donors, like now it's a big issue. Now this shit is outrageous. It's been outrageous before he even ran on this shit. We should have never voted for this. I didn't say we. People in this country should have never voted for this motherfucker. Now, people, I'm gonna get a little pissed off because this morning, because I'm like very, very sick and tired of Republicans lying. Stop lying. Just stand on this shit and admit that this shit is gonna hurt people. Stop blaming Biden. Biden don't have anything to do with what Trump is doing. Nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about Joe Biden. I don't even want the comparison. You say Biden was fucking the economy up. You say Biden, he didn't know what he was really doing. It was people in his cabinet that was running shit. So how's it Biden's fault? If he wasn't running nothing, if he was this old man didn't know what the fuck he was doing, he didn't know where he was at, how are you going to blame him for something? Stop blaming Biden for what Trump is doing now. This is the Trump era. This is MAGA era. This is you conservatives. This is y'all era. Just stop blaming Biden. Don't go back to Hillary. Don't go back to Barack. I don't even want to hear you talking about George Bush. This is Trump era. This man has planned this shit since 2015 or 14 to be in this position that he is in. I don't want to hear it about no other president. I don't care. So let's get into this shit. Let me try to educate people on the stupidity of tariffs. And let's just say all tariffs ain't bad. But listen, the way Trump is doing it is dumb. It's stupid. He's doing it in the bad way. Just like him and Elon Musk destroying the government and shit, firing people and shit. It's the same exact shit. You got people in there that don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't understand the impact of going in something and just shredding it. Doing a fucking chainsaw and just cutting every fucking thing. You can't do that. You will fuck the country up. Let's try to educate ourselves of the stupidity of MAGA. God is in this stupid ass situation, and I blame Trump voters. You dumb. I don't want to hear shit about you crying, bitch. Let's move on.
One of the things that's happened is that the United States has lost, like, what, is it $1 trillion or $11 trillion since this all began? Maybe regained a little bit of it, but has lost all of that, and not a single trade deal has been struck.
No, and the reason why they haven't been struck is because lowering the headline tariff number is the easy bit. The 90 days is now going to be dealing really with the non-tariff barriers, the rules on procurement, who can own what this and that, and the other. It's difficult stuff. It's very, very difficult. But I have a question.
Now, mind you, what he said, by the way, Trump caved. Because, see, what happened was with Trump, didn't expect, China been waiting on this shit. They was like, oh, nigga, we can't wait till America try to bully us. China ain't scared of America. I'm trying to figure out why Americans think. I know you hate China. A lot of you Americans and shit, you hate China. I get it. I get it. Like, not get why you hate, but I get it. All right. Being facetious in a way, but you must really genuinely think China is some type pussy motherfuckers when it comes to this economy shit. But my bad. A lot of you Americans don't know how the economy works any goddamn way, especially on the world stage. You don't know shit because you don't educate yourselves. So China been waiting on this shit. They couldn't wait for Trump to do this bullshit. You know what China did? He threw these tariffs on China. China said, well, we're going to up them bitches on y'all then. I think China, if I'm not mistaken, China had like 100 and something, 100%, 100 and something percent tariffs on America goods. Like, nigga, they ain't playing. Then you got Europe and you got Canada. Nigga, they not playing. I don't know why America think they gonna go around the world and bully motherfuckers. We already are not liked. Some of our allies, they only tolerate us because it's good partnership. But now you got this idiot in the Republican Party running the country and shit is going left real quick. And then this pussy motherfucker, stand on business, Trump. No 90 days, nigga. Stand on these terms. Stand on this shit. We're not trying to hear that shit no more, bro. Oh, one more pause. I'm going to negotiate. No, bitch, you should have been negotiating before you did the tariffs. How ass backwards is this? He's trying to get something that is impossible to get. The economy is way different than 10 years ago. The economy is way different than 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, or 40 years ago. Shit is different. The world is different, motherfucker. This ain't the 1950s we're amongst the dumb, we're amongst the stupid. I'm so sick of being amongst the stupid people. They don't listen. A lot of people in this country are uneducated. They don't read. They don't learn about history. They say shit because they see shit on TV because some expert said, but you don't even research what the expert said. That's how you know the fucking expert is telling the truth. Dumbass motherfuckers, man. Let's just move on, man.
And I'd like to address it to my dear and good friend, Mr. Jennings. This is it. Today, the president gave a 90-day moratorium. Why did he not last week, when he did his show and tell with his list, say then, this is going to be the tariffs in 90 days. Now send your best people to Washington to negotiate with me over the next 90 days. Instead, he took us over the cliff and he's now pulled us back up again, and he's left chaos in his way.
It is a great question.
I think
Now, mind you, Scott Jennings get ready to say some stupid shit because he's a bootlicker. He's just as stupid as Trump, or he knows better, and it makes it even worse, right? Everything this gentleman just said is actually factual. That's how you do business. But now we in chaos. Listen, I don't know how people think this works. You can't bully motherfuckers to do business. America, listen, let me explain something to you. See, we're talking about dollars and cents here. We ain't talking about combat. We ain't talking about putting troops on the ground. We're talking about financials, money, the economy, that bread. Listen, you can't bully China, nigga, in this economic war. Negotiate. You notice he put tariffs on everybody except for Russia. He actually put tariffs on fucking Ukraine and then got a nerve to get in the press conference and lie straight to the American people. We don't do business with Russia. What? Nigga, we get oil from Russia. We do business with Russia. What are you talking about? Ukraine is, and then you try to say that they at war right now. Well, Ukraine is, and you still put tariffs on them. How that make it? But my stupid Trump supporters sitting there acting like, that makes sense. They at war. So, they hit the dumb shit, they getting sanctioned. Don't mean that we don't do business with Russia because we sanction them. Are you stupid? How you think the economy works in the world? Like, because we put sanctions? Nigga, we got sanctions on a lot of countries, and we do business with them. Well, what's going on in America? Y'all, listen, it's a lot of you MAGA motherfuckers. Y'all slow? Is y'all really that? Listen, man. We don't do business with, we ain't put tariffs on Russia because we don't do business with Russia. Because we got sanctions on them. That's the other excuse. We don't do business with Russia. What? Yeah, we do. Where the fuck you think we get a lot of our oil from? Are you? All right, man. Then the dumb motherfuckers believe this motherfucker says, hey, you know what? They at war right now. Well, so is Ukraine, and you put tariffs on them? Tell me how that make any sense. And we know Russia's economy is bigger than Ukraine's. So, tell me how this making any sense. Didn't try to lie and say, oh, well, we got sanctions on them. That's why, I heard some stupid Republican said that. We got sanctions on them, so we can't really put tariffs on them. What? We got sanctions on Iran and a whole bunch of them fucking Saudi Arabia. Whole bunch of, and we still do business. And Trump still put tariffs on them. What are you talking about? Shit, listen, if I'm not mistaken, we got sanctions on China as well. And we still do business. What are you talking about? Let's go, man. Let's move on, man. People slow in this. A lot of people in this country is slow. And it to the point for me that it's irritating at this point. How fucking slow people are. You got to be kidding me.
That you would get from the administration is doing it this way gave him maximum leverage. It showed people that he was serious, and it showed people that this isn't for show, that if you don't deal with us, we are willing to act here. But I think the answer is leverage, simply leverage. And now he's going to be able to deal with all these other.
First of all, stupid. My bad. First of all, stupid. My bad, people. Listen, that don't even make any goddamn sense. Oh, we just showed them that we was for real. But then soon shit get hot in the war. First of all, we're monster slow. We're monster slow. Listen, man. Just listening to Republicans make me feel like I'm going crazy. Or I'm losing some type of common sense. First of all, Scott Jennings, you fucking racist piece of shit. You bootlicker. Listen, you Donald Trump nut hugger. Listen, let me say something to you. Please stop lying to these people. Listen, this to show that he's serious. Listen, first of all, how that shows that you're serious. You do this shit for a publicity stunt, probably to distract people from your real agenda, which I'm going to get into. Okay? Excuse me. You did this shit for what had been going on for about maybe a week. And Trump and the administration got backlash from the elites. Remember, Trump is going against the elites and what the fuck he call it? But anyway, Trump supposed to go against the deep state. I'm sorry, the deep state. Right? Listen. Soon these motherfucking rich people, corporations, donors and shit for Trump, and Republican congressmen all of a sudden start coming out and saying, hey, listen, this shit on him if it go wrong. It's already wrong, but okay. Trump panicked. And he backed off. It's going to be 90 days. I don't want to show him 2 weeks, though. Put in 90 days, let's negotiate. You should have did that first. Listen, Scott Jennings is trying to make it seem like Trump actually thought this shit out. Trump mind don't work like that. He's not a thinker. He's just remember I told you, it's people that live in the moment and people that think ahead. They are very skeptical, like people like that. I'm kind of a mixture of that. But you got some people that just think shit out before they do something. You got in the moment people that just do in the moment shit because it feels right to do. Right? Now, that's who Trump is. Trump don't think shit out. He doesn't plan. That's why all his businesses has failed. He's went bankrupt in every last business ventures he tried to do. Let me explain something to you. Trump would have been irrelevant if whoever the dude was even thought about giving Trump an opportunity to do the Apprentice show. Trump was getting ready to go bankrupt again. He wasn't doing very well in business. He's not doing well now. That's why he's stealing from the American people. And the Trump supporters are so too stupid to see it. First of all, you cannot show people that you serious when you come tough and then shit get real gangster. Then now you, pause, let's pause this. Hold on. It's like a motherfucker, you get to getting tough with a motherfucker, throw hands with him, and then a motherfucker hits you back. And then it hurt. You like, hold on. Because you wasn't expecting to get hit. Because you're a bully. That's what happened. Scott Jennings sitting out here lying. It's not no fucking strategy. Trump don't strategize. They stopped his ass saying, man, look, we got to think this out. That's what happened. They all went with it until the backlash came. And these motherfuckers still sitting here defending this shit. Yeah, the deep state and the corporations and the elites, pockets start, them corporations, them businesses, pockets start hurting. Elon Musk, you seen him out there crying and shit. You ain't give a fuck about them people that you cut their jobs in the federal government, did you, bitch? Now you want to cry. Fuck Elon Musk. Listen, if Trump had the balls, like everybody keeps saying he did, he should have kept on going with it. Fuck the country up. That's all you're trying to do. He's a walking disaster, and motherfuckers still sitting here talking about, oh, he's just planning. He ain't planning shit. Trump dumb as a fucking doorknob. Let's move on, bro.
Countries that continue to isolate the
Well,
bad
I
act,
think he's
which is
shown
China.
people that he's serious. I think he's shown people that he's crazy, that he's
Yes.
mercurial. Honestly, if it was Kamala Harris behaving this way, they'd call her hormonal and hysterical, right? Look,
He'd have to get elected to be.
but, well, yes, and if she had been elected and she...
See, first of all, he thinks everything goddamn funny. But she had to get elected. Like, yo, stop being an asshole, bro. And like I said, if the Democrat Party, when the left Joe Biden or kept pushing him to run for fucking president and let Vice President Harris run when she's supposed to a year or two before, she probably would have won. Very high percentage she would have probably won. That's all right. Keep making fun. Keep doing smarky asshole remarks. When his country fall the fuck apart, which it already is falling apart, wait till it get to the real part where motherfuckers, you're gonna see homeless go up even more. Everything smiles and giggles now.
If Hillary Clinton had been elected, if any woman had been elected and been acting this way, they'd say it was menopause.
She would have never stood up to China, so
Well,
I think this is a mood issue, right?
No, it's not a mood issue because his craziness and the way that he acts, and this is not in a vacuum.
First of all, boy, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I couldn't be on the panel with him. I'd probably be cussing his ass out. Like, why you gotta be an asshole? And I would have said, why you keep interrupting me when I'm speaking? I don't need your snarky ass remarks while I'm speaking and trying to make my point. Be quiet. Learn how to do that. Nobody asked you to speak. When you were speaking, nobody asked you, nobody interrupt you when you were speaking. Be quiet. Learn how to do that. Didn't your parents teach you that when other people are talking, be quiet and listen? Maybe you may learn something. Scott Jennings is an asshole, man. And listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The only reason that he still have a job at CNN is because of type of shit like this that he says. This is all entertainment. They need this, and CNN and with some weird ass way where they just hiring right-wing stupid people to say nonsense. Let's move on.
Because it's not just the tariffs. It's the first thing he did was attack Panama, Greenland, Denmark, Canada, allies, abandon Ukraine, cozy up to Russia. It's been one thing to and
It's
after
the
another.
totality. It's
But
the
this is
totality.
also very, very similar to what Doge has been doing, where they go in with a sledgehammer when everybody talks about needing a scalpel with these tariffs.
Well, first of all, it's all the same. Doge, you call it whatever. Elon Musk people, Trump, MAGA, Republicans, who them other motherfuckers, man? Can't think of them right now. Who is these people? Damn, who the fuck is these people? They slip in my mind. But they all the same people. They're not like, it's not like you're dealing with all these different entities. Oh, the Project 2025 people, right? They're all the same people. That's not like some different entity. They all on the same page. It ain't no different personalities in there. They all are under one umbrella. They all think the same way. All of a sudden now, everybody, the people around Trump or the Republicans, the MAGAs, all of a sudden they upset at Trump now because of the tariffs. He told you he was going to do this shit. So why all of a sudden you didn't think that this shit was a bet? Never mind. Let's move on, bro. Like I said, we're amongst the stupid. Let's move on.
Again, went in with a sledgehammer, caused fear, destruction, distrust, when it could have been done with a scalpel in a strategic way. That's just not the way he
Even the
operates.
administration was not on the same page. I mean, it was the narrative around these tariffs has changed so many times. First, it was, oh, it's punitive because of Mexico and Canada and fentanyl, which, by the way, a majority of the fentanyl crossing the border is from American citizens. Then it was,
like I said again, facts. They don't live. Listen, even just saying it makes sense, right? But them receiving the shit that actually makes sense and facts, it doesn't register to these people. I guarantee you Republicans still think that Mexico bringing all the fentanyl over this motherfucker. That's why their kids are dying. No. America produces the most fentanyl in this country that affects our communities in our country. That's killing our kids and shit. Like what do y'all like? But like I said, we living right now in a time, especially in this country, because I don't want to speak about other countries to a certain extent. Listen, we live in a time right now where we like people don't live in real reality. The internet got people fucked up. What they call it, the virtual world or some shit like that. This is what we living in right now. You got a bunch of nonsense people that normally wouldn't have platforms to even speak a lot of this nonsense shit that they say, but the internet allows them. And I'm not saying people they shouldn't. I'm just saying the internet has allowed stupid people to speak on shit and lie and mislead other people. Like people want to be claiming that they're journalists, or like you're not a real journalist. If you are sitting here and intentionally getting on platforms, lying and misleading other people because of your own political beliefs or your beliefs, because you believe in that, even though it ain't your facts don't. I mean, your beliefs don't produce facts. That's a problem. You shouldn't be out here pretending that you are a fucking journalist, or you somehow fighting against, something evil, when you are a part of the evil shit that you're complaining about. When you're lying to people on purpose, like, and misleading people, you're a part of the problem. You don't get to mislead people and lie and then try to be like, well, they lied. So, but you lying. What that matters? Yeah, they liars, but you a liar too. How you better? Oh, they misleading people. Well, you misleading people too. How you better? How are you better? Let's move on.
We're going to level the playing field and this is how we're going to pay for tax cuts. It does not show that he was serious. It shows that he was grossly unserious. And so yet again, on the heels of a signal group chat and now tariffs, we look like a national embarrassment.
Let me just play one thing, Gina. Let me play one thing to Tiffany's point. I mean, Donald Trump.
Let me just say this. Because you can right hear from Trump's stupid ass. First of all, the country been a national disaster since this motherfucker, even when he won the presidency in 2016. I knew the country was fucked up then. How you let a known sexist, a pedophile, because that listen, Trump is basically a pedophile. When you talking about you would date your own daughter, something wrong with you, nigga. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That ain't even just weird. That's pedophilia type of shit going on. Incest, however you want to look at it. Listen. And then he got caught in the interview talking about, yeah, I grab women by the pussies. Right there, nigga, you already supposed to be disqualified. Then the man basically was on some racist shit talking about Barack Obama not being an American citizen. Why? Because his father was African? But his mother is a white American citizen, but he ain't American? Fuck are we talking about? We need to see his birth certificate. So why you ain't ask for his white mama birth certificate? How about that shit? But no, they didn't do that. But he did that. He pushed that move. He should have been disqualified. But when they elected this ignorant motherfucker in 2016, I knew this country was fucked up then. Listen, people, we have made some progress. We have went back and came forward and pushed forward for some, like it been a tug of war. We could do more. Like, I get it. Like, it's a process. But when these motherfuckers elected this stupid motherfucker, to be the president of the United States, not my president, shouldn't be your president, but he was the goddamn president, and he's the president now. Listen, when they did that in 2016, I say this country is fucked up. And it didn't help that the internet got bigger. So now people just all on the internet, and all he does is mislead. The man lies more than he, listen. How the fuck it's almost damn near impossible for you to lie that much. How you lie over 1,000 times? The problem is he kept lying about some shit that he knew was a lie. That's the bad part about it. That's why that shit reached over 1,000 times online, because he kept lying about the same shit that was proven that was false. But this country been a disaster since then. Since they elected this motherfucker in 2016. So, like, none of this shit really shocks me. It just angered me for people. I want you to stand on business with this ignorant shit. Stop pretending to make excuses for it. Don't make excuses for it. Stand on it. You ain't got to explain shit to me. I already know this is stupid. I already know this is fucked up. You ain't got to explain shit to me. Just stand on it.
And Scott Besson have not been on the same page about this. Besson has been trying to paint this as a pretty rosy picture, saying, the bond markets had nothing to do with it, and the way that the market responded had nothing to do with it. Trump said the opposite. Listen to this.
Watching it, but if you look at it now, it's beautiful. The bond market right now is beautiful, but Yeah, I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy.
How much of this decision was driven by the bond market cratering overnight? What is happening with bonds? Is China selling their bonds?
And let me just say this: Trump sounds stupid. I just need y'all to know the words that he used. Right? People say, "Well, it just sounds real." You know, it just sounds like normal. Listen, you're a politician now. Oh, listen, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, stock markets are beautiful. What? Everything's beautiful. Who the fuck speaks like that? But a slow motherfucker like Donald Trump. Donald Trump's slow, man. The man is slow. We all know he did. Listen. We ain't even go on the educational part. Because we know that he wasn't a good student and he was slow and he got white privilege and you know he was on that Meghan McCain shit. He a nepo baby. So we know he educational wise he ain't that damn bright. Nowhere close to it. Okay? But just a reality person. He doesn't even live in real reality. He have no real reality smarts. This man is slow. It's beautiful. What the fuck is beautiful about? We just lost money because you put for a whole week you put tariffs on down near the whole world. What's beautiful about? Because you stopped what you was doing and the stock market somehow did this, went back to being somewhat stable. It's beautiful. Ain't nothing beautiful. You just lost people money. You fucked people retirement money up. What are we talking about? Let's move on. Listen, people, and the reason I know is people be like, well, can y'all, you know, nigga, I got money in 401ks and shit. I pay now, like, so nigga, this shit affects me too. I just don't depend on that money. That's the only thing. Because I live in real fucking reality. Don't think I got money in stocks and bonds and shit. Like, yeah, I do. But I don't depend on that shit. Listen, first of all, the stock market for me is always something, it's a gamble thing. Right? It's almost like trying to hit the lottery. That's how I look at it. I just hope and pray when it's time for me to cash out, get my shit, whatever, I got it. But I don't depend on that shit. But, you know, a lot of people do, but I don't because I live in real fucking reality. But let's move on. But just how he talks about shit lets you know that he's not a very bright person. There's nothing intelligent about who Trump is. Nothing intelligent. He don't speak intelligent. You know, his mind doesn't work like he actually uses his brain fully. He just doesn't. He's in a moment, motherfucker. He just do shit on whims and then try to clean it up with nonsense talking that sound like he's slow. But anyway, let's move on.
I have nothing that says that, and we actually had quite a good 10-year auction today.
It's kind of a casualty of being in Trump's cabinet that he will contradict you just a few minutes after you say something. But it had everything to do with the bond market. According to all available reporting, they went to the president and said, Mr. President, all the lights are flashing red right now. We have to change course. And he did.
But he did. And I think it's important for the president to adhere to that.
First of all, he only did that shit because them elites came to him, the deep state, came to him and said, hey, man, you fucking our money up. Look, we don't care you fuck the poor and the working class up. We don't care about them. But now you're affecting our money. Excuse me, and we got a problem. That's the only reason Trump stopped this shit. Put it on, I guess he said put it on pause. Come on. Like people use common sense of why Trump does shit. Now here comes Sharon Michaels bootlicking coon ass, get ready to come in here and try to clean up Trump fucked up shit. You're just like a coon ass nigga, boy. Oh, Shawn Michaels, you should be ashamed of yourself, nigga.
As these are complicated matters. The market, for the most part, likes stability and continuity. We all understand that. We talked about.
He's saying these are complicated matters. We all know that. Well, I'm sorry, my bad. I need to stop. I'm sounding like Shawn Michaels and shit. No, they don't. A lot of people in the country don't understand that this is a complicated matter. You can't do certain shit, man. Willy-nilly, nigga. You just can't. You can't do what Trump is doing. Like, you just can't do it. This shit has an effect on a lot of shit, but he doesn't think that far because he's Trump. And then now the Shawn Michaels and the Scott Jennings and all these analysts on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, these Republicans now got to sit here and try to make this shit sound like, try to sound intelligent or speaking about, trying to defend stupid shit to make it sound intelligent. Which I don't give a fuck how intelligent you try to make this shit sounds. It's still dumb. It's still stupid. It's still wrong. It ain't complicated if you know how shit works. That's why for me, I don't have to use all these crazy ass big words and shit. Listen, I research this shit. I know it's stupid. I don't have to sit here and defend what Trump is doing for what? I already know it's stupid. I already knew that this shit was going to happen. I predicted that this was going to happen. So I'm just like, yo, why is everybody in the uproar? Especially MAGA. What y'all upset about? Even when they're talking about cutting the government. MAGA acting like it was only liberals in the federal government. Okay. It was only liberals in the government, huh? Elon Musk, Trump and them came there and got y'all up out of there too, didn't he? I didn't vote for that. You didn't vote to lose your job. Or only the liberals supposed to lose their job. Ain't you part of the federal government? One, some of y'all talking about, people they're working from home. One y'all working out from home too? Huh? I told you they slow. They real slow out here. Let's move on.
The other day. With that said, I think the end result needs to be, can we level set with many of our trading partners and decrease the trade deficits that ultimately exist? If we can do that, I think that's a win. As it pertains to corporate America, I think once we pass corporate tax cuts and renew the Trump tax cuts, I think we'll see a significant amount of that wealth.
Told you. See, this ain't got nothing to do. See, Shawn Michaels think he's slick. He's saying, oh, well, we just got to make this right with make good trade deals with the opposition as far as, other countries, right? So it make it seem like that's for the little people. Then he says, well, the corporations, they'll be fine once Trump passes tax cuts. How you going to do that? Shawn Michaels? How that going to work? So let me explain it. So let's just go off his dumbass narrative. Imagine if Trump would have continued for the next 6 months to let these tariffs be what they are. And then the Republicans decided in the same 6 months, they're going to pass the Trump tax cuts for the rich. Mind you, Shawn Michaels just gave out the blueprint that told you that the corporations, it's for them for the Trump tax cuts. It's not for you. He just admitted it. And nobody on the panel checked him. That's the problem I got. Like, what you saying? So these tax cuts ain't gonna help us or help the little people. It's gonna help the rich. Okay, at least you admitted that. So don't ever sit back on this panel and lie and say, oh, this is gonna help the little people. Oh, this is gonna help the blue collar people. It's not. They're gonna be fine. You heard him. So imagine if Trump does that for the next 6 months and he passes tax cuts for the rich. Do y'all understand it ain't gonna create jobs. They're gonna pocket that money because they really gonna really pocket that money because of the simple facts of the tariffs, because of the simple fact they're losing money. Their business and their stocks is unshakable. And they're losing shit. So you think passing tax cuts for them is gonna somehow, like I was saying, it's gonna trickle down to the little bit. No, it's not. It's gonna create jobs. No, it's not. They're gonna pocket that money just like the last time they did. And wasn't nothing wrong with the economy. The economy was stable when Trump passed the first tax cuts for the rich. And now you got the country in free fall because of tariffs and shit. And so what you think they're gonna create? They're gonna go and put back into their company to keep so people can keep their jobs and build more job opportunities? No, they're not. They're gonna pocket that money. Soon they get it, they're gonna pocket. They're gonna put that shit straight. Buyback, stocks, all that shit. They're gonna listen. But the problem is, it's the voters. See, people like Shawn Michael and these elected officials tell you exactly what they're doing. You're not, a lot of people in America are not intelligent enough to catch it and understand what they're saying. They just listen to some right-wing shit because it makes them feel good. Listen, I like a lot of shit that the Democrat Party actually stand for, but I'm not a Democrat. It's for a reason. I don't get to side with them on every fucking thing and pretend that they just do it because I like a lot of some of the shit they do. No, the Democrat Party ain't no better than the Republican Party to me. When it comes to certain issues, they're just not. They actually, believe it or not, they're actually worse because they know better. Let's move on.
Return in the next couple of weeks or 2-3 months, I think corporate America will be perfectly fine, and then we'll move on. The focus does need to be on China. I mean, Scott's right. There's still our IP and sell it back.
Mind you, they say then we gonna move on, and American people, you still gonna be fucked over. The corporations be fine, but what about the American people? What about the workers, small business owners, farmers? What about them? See, don't get it twisted about farmers. They're not a part of the elite. They're not a part of the corporations. Because a lot of those farmers are self-owned business people. They ain't like they got a whole bunch of farms all around the country. They probably got one or maybe two. Maybe two. See, what they trying to do is tank the economy so the corporations can come in and buy up shit. But what's happening is when you're doing that, you're fucking up what Trump is doing is actually affecting the corporations, so they can't go and buy up people's shit. Once people loses they properties. All you gotta do is look around you in your community and see who's buying up shit. When they building new condos and new townhouses and shit like that. That's corporations. That's somebody that's worth billions of dollars. That's buying up shit like that. You just listen, people, you just can't buy land like that to build condos. You gotta be worth some billions. Excuse me, because that shit costs money. Building a fucking condo is damn near shit. And it depends how the land is. Like if the land already had like certain plumbing and electricity that ran or something, then you might not pay $1 billion. But if they buying up certain parts of the land that where shit is real fucked up, yo, they're paying billions of dollars to build condos, to build apartment buildings. That shit ain't cheap. That's the elites coming in buying shit. Like people, I don't know what people are thinking. You ever be somewhere where like it's a part of a certain neighborhood where all the roads are fucked up, bumpy and shit, right? And then you get to a community where their roads smooth as a motherfucker. Mind you, but that community just got rebuilt. They just rebuilt houses and shit there, and the pavement and the ground is smooth. But the neighborhoods you come from, you've been living there for over a couple of decades, and the roads are still fucked up. Why y'all think that is? They had jumped ahead of fixing shit in your community because billionaires came through and said, we want all this shit fixed. Who you think do the roads? These are state officials. Construction workers, they state officials. They're not like some fucking. You have construction people, but them motherfuckers that be fixing the roads, they are state people. How a fuck why y'all think a business like that? A area like that they roads are smoother than yours, and you probably been putting petitions in the community and all that shit, and they've been mind you, construction people been watching that shit. They see it. The state see it. They don't fix it. Come on, man. Listen, I was over like the area I'm working. I watched these motherfuckers build one shit over on this side. Shit is smooth, good. They cut off a whole street just to build the same apartments. They got one on one side already built up, and they building another one. They cut off a whole street just to build this shit. You can't even go down the street no more. You gotta go around to get to the opposite side of that. You go on the opposite side of that, it's trash over there. That's just billionaires came through and bought that shit up. Y'all pay attention in your communities, man. Listen, they keep talking like you hear Trump and they keep talking about the elites. What are they? Is they building shit in your community? They're not. And if they are, they ain't fucking with your part. Your part of where you still fucked up. Let's move on.
I don't know any country in the world who would give their ideas away for free and then buy the ideas back. We have to figure out a way to protect American businesses and entrepreneurs.
First of all, if that's the case, that's in every administration. Listen, I believe this shit started around George Bush or probably even Reagan, when we started giving out ideas to China to try to get them to process, the progress in the world of moving forward. And the whole time, we just was making bad business deals with them. And that was in every administration. Nigga motherfuckers, they was Democrat or Republican. We was still doing the same fucked up shit. So you can't blame just one party. It's a country issue. And now somehow they want to make it seem like Trump is coming in here to fix some shit. He ain't doing no different than the last motherfuckers did. He's actually, and the times are different now. We done built up these other countries, China and all them, to be big like that. And nigga, they don't need us like that no more. Listen, a lot of what y'all seeing was happening in America. We have done this shit to ourselves. This ain't got, they try to blame China and all these other countries for doing bad business deals with us. What the fuck you think we was doing to them? Or we thought we was getting over on them at the time, and we probably was, and then they flipped that shit back on us. That's what a lot of this shit is. But Shawn Michaels and the Republican Party won't tell you that. Even some of the Democrats won't tell you that. But let's move on.
Haven't figured that out in the past couple of years now. So I think there is some benefit to the American people and businesses by focusing the attention on
I think
China.
everybody agrees with that. The problem is China's not playing ball. They're just ratcheting up the escalation.
They're going to have to, though, Abby. We are their number one trading partner.
No. There's no have to in this.
First of all, they don't. The Duke said we don't. They don't have to do shit. And number one, let's just get something really, really straight here. China is not only just we're not their number one supplier. The fuck are you talking about, nigga? They out there making power moves with Russia and them, and Kim and them, nigga, and Saudi Arabia and Iran, like real dictatorship countries. Nigga, they in Africa, nigga. They doing different shit, nigga. They listen. I don't know why America think that we like that. We ain't like that no more. We ain't even respected like that no more. And mainly it's because of Trump. But listen, nigga, like you can't change the structure of the economy in the swoop of what Trump is in the MAGA want to do. You can't do it like that. You have to do it in a different way. But anyway, let's move on.
Right.
Because start looking at trade flows. I wish I had a map or a diagram. You're going to start seeing south-south trade. You're going to see trade avoiding the United States.
Yeah,
Let's remember.
Can I just have you explain very briefly what south-south trade means for people who are, you said it a few times.
Well, it's basically it doesn't go through the northern hemisphere. It's southern hemispheric countries trading with each other, avoiding northern hemispheric, and that would include the EU with its regulations and the United States. We're seeing huge amounts of Africa to Central and Latin America, Australasia, Asian, ASEAN trade.
Like I told you, it's going to be lonely out there for Americans. You got this motherfucker, these Republicans, they think isolating America from America first. Okay, cool. Nigga, even, listen, everybody like, okay, when Trump got in office, started talking that gangster shit, everybody like, cool, Trump. We ain't gotta fuck with America like that. Nigga, we gonna start. We might not even like fucking with other countries, nigga, but we gonna go fuck with them than to fuck with you. Cause right now, America on some bullshit. And listen, in the next 4 years, the way, listen, America's unstable right now. And listen, a lot of countries don't want to fuck with us right now because of these motherfucking Republicans. Trying to isolate us from the world? Like, nigga, what the fuck is you on? Okay, cool. Like I said, go ahead and do that. It's repercussions of this shit. It's consequences, repercussions and consequences for this type of shit. But we getting taken advantage of. Nigga, we know how many fucking decades we've taken advantage of other countries and still is. Niggas don't, China spying on us. Nigga, we spying on China. Russia spying on, nigga, listen, we are spying on every country in the world. But somehow when they do it, it's wrong. When we do it, it's about our national security. Okay, well, it's the same for them too. That's how that goes, America. I know you like to think. See, we got a lot of privileged motherfuckers in this country. So, You can do it. I mean, you can't do it, but I can do it. That's how America is. That's how a lot of the people are in this country. Let's move on.
Also, have a reality check here. The sword of Damocles, if you will, has been lifted again and is now hanging over on the big stuff. But we still have steel and aluminium, or aluminum, as you insist on saying, steel and aluminium tariffs.
We're in America, Richard Quest.
We still have auto tariffs, 25%. We've still got 125% on China. And we have tripled, or he has tripled, the average tariff overall to 10%, which is livable. I'll give you that, Scott. It's livable 10%, but it's still a tripling of where it was just a couple of weeks ago.
Who's that livable for? Because everybody, listen, let me just be very, very honest. Nobody listen, there ain't nobody speaking about the elephant in the room. Everybody on this panel is making down there close to $1 million a year, or making $1 million a year. They making close to it, or they making making millions of dollars a year. Everybody on this panel, ain't nobody struggling. Nigga, they live in very good neighborhoods. They are over. Listen, wherever this studio is might be, they probably living in a state where shit is high anyway to live. Who is this stable for? Or liberal for? It's not liberal. Like, people, listen. Like I told y'all, MAGA people, y'all think this shit just gonna affect the black community or the Mexican community, the others. This shit gonna affect y'all too. Y'all just sitting around. That's why they crying. A lot of them crying now. They thought it was just gonna hurt the rest of us. No, this is gonna hurt y'all too. Cause MAGA really genuinely think, for some weird reason, their race matters more. Like the corporations gives a fuck about them. No, you poor. You are disenfranchised because you are live in poor communities. Like, I don't know why you think that somehow you was excluded from this situation. You still ain't got shit. You ain't no better than black people or other minority people. Yeah, race matters with us. We know why they doing it to us. It's about race. Right? But for you, white motherfuckers, white poor people, MAGA people, you down here with us. I don't know why you think you above us because of your race. Economic wise, you on the same level as us. So, but like I said, this is one of those times that you gotta fuck around and find out. Let's move on.
How do you account for the fact that China has seen a significant decrease in their economic growth throughout fiscal year 2024 compared to 2023, and how that has to factor into the considerations of Xi Jinping moving forward and trying to bridge some type of a trade deal with the United States?
If Xi Jinping was stand...
Let me just say this. See, what he doesn't understand is, and his guys get ready to explain this to him, the politics are different over there, nigga. You're talking about a whole nother different country. The politics are different. Xi Jinping is basically the president over. That nigga he's like a borderline dictator. He's basically a dictator over there in China, nigga. He runs that. He don't even supposed to be in office. He runs that. Okay? It ain't listen, China ain't no different than North Korea, nigga. What the fuck are we talking about? They made certain things may be a little different from each country, but they like their ideology is the same. No different than Russia. Like, what are you talking about, bro? It is different. It is one man that runs that country. Xi Jinping. That's all you talk about. You don't need listen, people. You don't even know anybody in a Congress, do you? Have you heard any of them? You know any of their names? You think like, have you heard anybody, like, when you talk about like Russia and shit like that, or Lil Kim, you don't hear about no goddamn Congress, nigga. What Congress? They just been certain people in charge to do diplomatic type of shit here and there. But ain't no Congress, nigga. Ain't no democracy in these countries. What are you talking about? So they gotta move. They move in a whole nother different atmosphere than America does. Because we supposed to have a democracy. We got a Congress. You know more out Congress. A lot of out Congress people deal with these countries just as more as the president does. Like, that's the difference, motherfucker. But he can explain it in another whole way. But let's move on.
For Beijing North in an election, it would, but it doesn't.
Different kind
So,
of
different
different kind of
you preparing for this?
you effectively know politics, Sharon Michael. I think this is an important point.
And see, and that's the problem. Listen, I don't know if Shawn Michaels is he just stupid or he's playing stupid, right? To try to make it seem like what Trump is doing is okay, right? Like trying to defend it, right? Like he knows what he's asking is stupid, right? I listen, Shawn Michaels, as much as he a buck dancer bonanza cool, listen, I don't think he's dumb, bro. Some of these people are not dumb. They are intentionally misleading people, asking stupid ass questions that he already knows. You know why shit is different. You know why China could get away with certain shit in that country that Trump can't get away with here. It is a difference. And it's because that it's ran by a dictator. The fuck are you talking about? Like it's almost like he's ignorant to what a dictator is. But we're gonna get more into that because is another segment I got that way we keep saying that Trump is moving towards that. He's acting like a fucking dictator. And Shawn Michaels and Scott Jennings, nigga, they jump out their skin. Dictator. Here we go. Like, let's move on. Let's move on.
China, Xi Jinping does not have to deal with politics in the way that Donald Trump and the Republican Party have to deal with it. That is a fundamental difference in our systems. So they can withstand a lot of pain.
Search for Taylor brands to get.
And that's facts. And the bad part about it, like I said, I don't know if Shawn Michaels is playing stupid, but I don't think he's. Listen, he's not stupid at all. He's trying to pretend that he don't know how this shit works or how China works. And that's just the case, he doesn't know, right? Because I don't know anything about China, but I know how a lot of that shit works. And I know that he's intelligent enough, educational-wise, more than I am. And I know that he has to know how China works and why China can do certain things that an American president can't do. Like, I know you know that. But he want to play stupid. So we're going to pretend that he's playing stupid. But I know better. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF, The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, man. Let's get into this other clip. Because shit goes off the rails of this is why I say I could never have a conversation with Republicans. Because you got one time to be insulting to me. You got one time. And I'll fuck that whole show up. And the shit would never get back to usual or get back to having a difference of agreements on a panel. I will fuck that up. Because you got one time to insult me. I'm not my ancestors. I am not no. That's why people like you should run for some type of office. Could never run for that. Because you got one time to insult me. And especially on some racist shit, you got one time to do that. Because I actually acknowledge that it's people that's a different race than me. Or racism exists. So I know the tone and I know how you speaking to me is really because because of my race. So could you think because of my race you can talk to me like that? So like shit'll go real left fucking with me. But let's get into this. This double part. I think it's still about tariffs and shit like that. But let's get into this. Watch Scott Jennings and watch listen to Shawn Michael get their panties in a bunch. But let's move on. And then you will see that this so-called black man see that this white man is insulting this black sister. He don't step up. He don't say nothing. He just sighed because he a sellout in the coon. But you're a black man. You're a strong black man. You don't let that white man sit there and disrespect that black sister like that. But he does that. And I don't agree with everything that this black sister has said and done. But it's certain shit that you stand on business with your people about. Let's move on.
Is not livable.
And the trade, honestly, is asymmetrical.
And who voted for Donald Trump?
Precisely. Trade is asymmetrical with China. We imported over 439 billion products from China. We exported over 140 billion from China. Their own foreign ministry has said, we will not flinch. We will not genuflect to a bullying government. I respectfully disagree.
Tiffany, that we rely so much on an adversary to make most of our goods?
Listen, whether it bothers me or not is irrelevant.
Listen, first of all, it's a complicated situation and an issue. But the problem is, Michael, we can all agree that, nigga, we shouldn't be dependent on China for a lot of our shit. We can agree on that. The problem is how you handle it. We need to all get on one page of understanding how we do that. But you can't go into trying to get back control of certain shit that America should be doing to just go to war with them on trade wars. That's stupid. It's not thinking in the reality of how this shit affects the American people. Just to go in there because, the shit is wrong. We know it's wrong. But the problem is we got to find a way and strategize and trying to get on the same page. I don't give a fuck if you Democrat or Republicans that stop China for what they're doing to get back some type of control of that. That's the way you do that. But every time we turn around on this shit, it's about the election, who's in power. And that's why China wins. We don't get down to the fucking issue. I don't give a fuck if the Republican wins. Listen, get with Democrats. Let's figure out how we can stop China for this. But it's never happening like that. We keep fighting amongst each other, and the motherfuckers keep winning. It's like in the black community. I told black people, all the time. We can't bitch and complain about outside shit if we ain't taking care of each other. Yeah, we can disagree on how we fix things. I mean, how we want things to change. But if we're not vibing. We don't gotta like everything each other do, but we damn sure cannot be fighting amongst each other in this way and hurting and destroying each other. So when the real issue comes up, right, that affects all of us, now the motherfuckers, then we get together, now we woke. Right now we this and we that. And now we don't really got, like, now they downplay what we're trying to stop or fight against because they're like, look at your community. Look what's going on in the community. And it's the same thing in America. It ain't no difference. You got Democrats and Republicans tearing down each other to the fucking core of this shit. In China and other countries are sitting back. We're just gonna talk about China right now, is sitting back watching us destroy each other on some issue that if we came together on and we stood 10 toes down on, nigga, we probably can get some power back in this trade shit. But we can't do that when we sitting here, Republicans and Democrats and the Americans is sitting there fighting each other over nonsense. Don't tell me about China. You don't even like your brother, sister in the country. You don't like you want to see harm happen to your own. But then you mad because what China's doing to us? Are you serious? Please, man, let's move on, man.
I'm dealing with reality. It is important, but this is what it is.
Why does it have to be the reality that we are dependent on so many things to come out of our biggest adversary in the world?
Because it is reality. When you live in a la-la land, motherfucker, it's reality. China's doing what they doing. That's reality. But the other reality is you trying to go at China on your own. You got one party in the country doing this crazy shit that they're doing, and you got damn near half or more of the people in the country like, whoa, bro, we got to do this differently. And then you wonder why you're getting pushback. And then y'all ain't even standing on business. Go ahead and do what you think that's right to do. Trump shouldn't have put a 90-day pause on what he was doing. If the issue is China, let's focus on China. Why you doing this shit, putting tariffs on all our allies? That don't make no damn sense. But anyway, you can't tell stupid Republicans nothing. Let's move on.
Enemy, and we should not be
No, they are not our enemy. They're our biggest trading partner. And if we make
earth minerals and you don't.
Right. But listen, but like it or not, sure, Michael, they are our biggest trading partner. And if we were to manufacture iPhones here, iPhones would cost $3,500. The American people are not going to tolerate that. We have one of the highest standards of work.
It ain't just iPhones, niggas, Androids too. It's everything. Like, yo, what's wrong? Who the fuck? Listen, first of all, you gotta think about it. People don't even like paying $1,000 for a new phone. Like, really, real shit. Like, honestly, mine is I'm gonna be real, and it could because I ain't gonna say I'm cheap, but I'm frugal. Listen, people, I don't even like paying fucking $500 for a fucking phone. Like, that shit is a little extreme to me. Like, you gotta show me some different shit in there to make me want to buy that motherfucker for me to pay $500. Listen, people, I ain't never owned an iPhone a day in my life. My wife and my daughter just got one. But I don't fuck about it. I don't fuck with. Listen, I stick to Androids and shit. I fuck with that. I like that better. But listen, Samsung and shit, yeah. But you gotta understand here, people, that imagine this shit. To make some of this shit that we're making, I mean that China is making, they would charge us more. Because listen, it's bad to say this, but it's actually factual. China does slave labor in their country. Like, people be really genuinely thinking that, like, in some of these foreign countries and shit, right, like China, North Korea, Russia, like a lot of these places, especially in like North Korea and China and Korean people, nigga, it's slave labor going on. They enslaving their people. They're still doing it. They're just putting, like, we're paying them something, but it ain't. But it's still slave labor. Like, come on, bro. Like, think about it. They don't mind paying more for goods in China, right? Because they pay a little more. What they do is they already paying. They already less paying the people to make the shit. So they're doubling and tripling their profits, even if they got to pay more for it, because the labor is cheap. That's why a lot of this shit that we get from China, you can't do over here, because people ain't going to be making less money to build some shit, to fix some shit. Like, we're not doing that in America. The economy is way different than China. China has got away with that. That's China, nigga. Now, mind you, America and other countries are greedy. So they're allowing China to do slave labor because it benefits us in other countries. That's why ain't nobody saying, China, we cutting your ass off. Why you think that? Like, this cocksucker sitting here, why we allowing China to get away with it? Like, nigga, we already letting China do slave labor. What are you talking about? And so, as the rest of the world, what are you talking about? And they ain't the only country. Fuck you talking about? America ain't got no damn principles when it comes to slave labor, or slavery. What the fuck more high ground we on? We allowing it, ain't we? We still taking their business. Why you think we still doing that? Fuck out of here. Shawn Michaels need to be ashamed of himself, because he listen, like I said, if he don't know no better, that's one thing. Another thing, that's still fucked up. But the other thing is, if you know better and you saying this stupid shit, it's even worse, because you know better. Let's move on.
Conditions here. I don't think that we can say, forget you, China. They
So it's
literally.
okay. So you're okay. Hold on, Sir Michael. So you're okay. You're okay if we continue to put our own economic and national security future in the hands of our biggest enemy, because effectively they use slave labor to build stuff, and that
we already does it. We already does it. And let me just say this to Scott Jennings, since he want to get on his high horses. Go down to some of these red states where they're trying to bring back child labor. Have young children working in factories and farms and businesses and shit where they mistreat children. What the fuck are you talking about? You going in the market, they trying to do the same shit. What are you talking about? They actually already not paying people what they worth. Go to some of these states. What are you talking about? The nerve of Republicans to get on high horses like we're doing everything right. You a damn lie. We ain't no better than China, nigga. Go to some of these jails. Goddamn paying these people to work jobs that the American people that are regular citizens, they won't pay regular citizens the minimum wage to work at these jobs, to do these jobs, but they get people in jail to work for nothing. Slave labor. What the fuck is Scott Jennings talking about? Why is this racist piece of shit trying to get on a house? Oh, you're okay with it? Bitch, you okay with it too. If she's okay with it or the rest of us okay with it, you are okay with it too. You forgetting America does this shit too? We ain't no different than China. We doing it too. But this is the problem with American voters and MAGA. We don't research. We don't do like we just watch shit on the internet. We don't even get to listen. Understand private prisons. Look what they're doing. Oh my God! Just go down to Louisiana and see what they're doing down there. Texas, go down there. Just do some research down there and see what they're doing to prisoners. I don't give a fuck. And you talking about people that ain't commit violent crimes? They probably in there for drugs, selling drugs, and they got these people working like slaves. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? And we sitting out, we're upset at China. China shouldn't be. You okay with slave labor? We're already doing it. The fuck are you talking about? We're doing the same shit China doing, nigga. What? Okay, cool. And the bad part about it, the corporations, the private-owned, the private prisons and the prisons, them motherfuckers, they do business with China. They're having China products, some of that shit getting built here through the prison system. Do y'all understand what's going on? Or y'all just delusional? Or y'all plain stupid? This shit is already happening here. We trying to pretend we don't notice this shit. And the bad part about it is people don't know. But they want to sit on their high horses. China, slave labor. What do you think America doing? The crazy part about this whole situation is America is enslaving their own people too. Well, are doing slave labor too. We just try to hide it. And we actually hide it better than other countries. Believe it or not. We actually do the same shit China does. I don't know why people this goddamn slow. But anyway, let's move on.
Makes it better for us? That is terrible.
I am 100%
Terrible.
not okay with that, but I'm dealing in the reality
But
of
you are.
what is.
Do you want to change it?
But we need to
I
change it.
absolutely want to change it. I don't know that.
See, first of all, I would say to Scott Jennings, don't tell me what I don't want to change. I don't want to do it your way because it actually hurts more people doing it your way, you dumbass. And don't get it twisted. America enslaves, they do slave labor too. You don't think these corporations are mistreating people? Ain't paying them shit? Motherfuckers working overtime and they don't pay them for overtime. How the fuck I work? It says 8 hours. But then you ask me to work overtime and you don't pay me for it. The fuck you call that? Slave labor. And this is happening in states. And this Scott Jennings sitting here on his house, you don't want things to change. We ain't even changing some of the shit we got going on here. What are you talking about? We supposed to be this upset at China. Nigga, I'm not, listen. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Listen, America is gone, bro. America has lost their damn mind. A lot of people in this country has lost their damn mind. They are gone, people. And like I said, if I genuinely did believe in their religion, I'll be hoping God come down and just tear all this shit up. Because this shit is ridiculous. It's like we ain't learned nothing. The world ain't learned nothing. Like, yo, what the fuck? We better all treating each other with respect and dignity. But this whole notion, this greediness, this disrespect of others, like this shit is weird, bro. This shit is very unhealthy too. These motherfuckers are out here intentionally trying to kill people. And Scott Jennings is sitting out here on some moral high ground. Like, you ain't got no morals, bro. You act like America got these morals. You're a part of the reason we don't have any morals. We can't stand on morals. You're a part of the reason why.
Changing it means isolating us on the global
We're not.
stage.
So what happens?
With
So
these
Tiffany,
tariffs
if I could ask,
yeah.
what happens if we ever have a military conflict with China and they say, you know what, we're going to put an embargo on anything shipping to the United States. We're going to stop everything. What happens then?
I think we're looking at that.
And first of all, nigga, you think we going to war with China? You think that like they slow. They slow. They slow. They slow. How you think that's gonna work out? You think America just gonna go over there and destroy China? If we go to war? What? First of all, the Chinese people over there in China, they already was prepared for these dumbass shit with the terror shit. You think that they're not ready for us to actually go to war? Physically? Are you stupid? You acting like they ain't got the technology that we have. They ain't got tanks. They ain't got this. Listen, it's a billion motherfuckers over there. Fuck is you talking about? It's probably more than a billion. They probably got more than a billion people over there. America probably about 400 million strong. But you talking about military people. Nigga, China will send all they motherfucking people to go to war. What's wrong with you? Nigga, that's a dictator country. Nigga, you think they give a fuck? They will sacrifice their people. Are you slow? Damn, I don't know what's going on with MAGA people. Y'all just slow. You think China? You really think China's scared of us? Okay. You know they got nuclear heads. They got nukes too, right? like, are you stupid? Let's be real. Why you think if that was they always talking about this going to war shit? You talk all that gangster shit all you want. Nigga, they got nukes, nigga. You ever notice America don't go to war with motherfuckers that got nukes? You ever notice that? They keep talking that gangster shit about Iran and Saudi Arabia. They don't want to fuck with Iran and Saudi Arabia, nigga. That's why they don't want Saudi Arabia and Iran to have nukes. Because now they can't talk that tough shit. They can talk it, but they ain't gonna do nothing about it. America always think we can go to war. Go to war on what? Putting troops on the ground for what? Understand something. You can't You can talk all that gangster shit, but when it come to really putting troops on the ground now, and the times we in, with some of these countries that's dictator countries and shit like that, they got nukes. You can't talk that gangster shit to them. You can't listen. I mean, you can talk it, but you ain't gonna do nothing. America know better. You ain't gonna go over there and go to war with Russia. You ain't gonna put no troops on the ground. Okay? They talk all that. That's why you think Donald Trump and the Republicans all of a sudden they hated Russia. Now all of a sudden these motherfuckers talking about we got to do business with Trump, Russia. You know why they going at the Ukraine? Because Ukraine ain't got no news. What's wrong with y'all, man? This shit is obvious. We talk gangster shit about Russia all the time. Even when Barack and them was in there, nigga, they know better. Shit, you think hurricanes and forest fires fuck up a lot of states and cities? Nigga, a nuke war? Okay, man. You're not talking about dictators that got some type of common sense. These motherfuckers are listen, Putin ain't right, nigga. He ain't right in the head. Lil Kim ain't, well, I don't think Kim got nukes. They trying to get nukes. But nobody go fuck with them. Because they're protected in a way too. Because if we send a nuke over there to hit North Korea, we can fuck around with some shit with China or hit some of our allies. That's why that whole going to war shit is dangerous talk. Stop talking that shit, some of you Americans. You don't want to go to a war right now. Shit ain't that Iraq shit, nigga. Listen, we got away with that bullshit, and we lost a lot of people and stuff like that. But nigga, you can't do that no more. We can't do that. We ain't going to listen. Okay, trying to tell y'all, man, this shit ain't gonna work out like a lot of Americans think. And I ain't saying we pussy or nothing, but I'm saying it's gonna be a lot of innocent people dying. A lot more than the Iraq shit. A lot more of what happened on 9/11. You motherfuckers keep playing. We lost more people in the Iraq war, I think even in 9/11, than we lost in any other war that we ever been in history. And y'all playing. Talking tough like all right, man, let's move on, y'all.
Friends.
Not China.
No, I'm saying allies, not the ones that, like people that we put tariffs on in the last week. Wouldn't you think that what we would want is to build trading relationships with people who like us?
Fair trade relationships that
Yeah.
the United States are not our friends. That's not a good
100%
friendship.
fair
That's an abusive relationship.
Fair relationships with people who
Listen, Shawn Michaels, you are a privileged coon. And I don't think you really genuinely understand how the world works. We're not like outside of this country. Talking about they ain't friends. Nigga, ain't nothing. Listen, you have friends in business that are backstab each other. You have people that is friends from different companies in this country. But nigga, they will backstab each other to get the upper hand. That's how business work. That's how corporations work. Ain't no friends in business, bitch. Or even in negotiations. Ain't no friends. What the fuck is wrong with you? This coonery shit that went to your head, nigga, you gone. There ain't no friends. Listen, nigga. We didn't call them friends. We said they was allies. It is a difference from allies and friends. Nigga, we could be allies and not like each other and not fuck with each other because we have an agreement. Which in the hood we call peace treaties. Nigga, do you understand that? Or you so much a fucking of a coward and a coon ass nigga that you don't realize that? Never mind. Let's move on, y'all. Like I said, this is what comes with when people live in different realities. Like, you got motherfuckers on some street shit. Like, I come from the streets, and shit is different in the streets. But it ain't that much different than what the fuck I'm seeing now. Nigga, you gotta make peace treaties. You can have allies that you don't fuck with. Make deals with motherfuckers you don't fuck with, but they're ally. You don't do this over here, we don't do that over here. That's ally shit. Nobody's fucking friends. We ain't friends. Being an ally doesn't mean you are a friend. Nigga, check the definition of that. The fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Let's move on, y'all.
Or our friends. Wouldn't that be the right strategy?
I would agree with fair.
But what happened over the last week was not that. What happened over the last week was that we said we're going to treat Britain and France and the EU like China. We're going to just take the same formula we use for China and slap it on our friends. Does that make any sense to you?
What makes sense to me is to decrease the trade issues that we have with other countries. I think that's...
Yeah, but stupid person. We have allyship, long-term allyship with people that we've been dealing with for decades. And so, if we got a problem with China in, tariffs or whatever, how shit is or whatever, we can't treat the rest of our allies like that. You deal with everybody different. You don't slap everything on everybody, even our so-called allies. You can't do that. But then this is the fucked up part about it. This is why this don't make no sense. But you don't put tariffs on Russia. And Russia has never, ever been our ally. In no way, shape, and form. North Korea has never been our ally. But you won't put it on Russia. You do it to Ukraine. Ukraine been our ally. But you do it to them. But you don't do it to Russia. Tell me how that making any sense. That's why I told you, Republicans, the hypocrisy of these motherfuckers sitting here challenging shit of that you morally can't even challenge. If that's the case, well, they should have did that to Russia. But they didn't. You don't think Russia we got trade deals with them. You think they ain't fucking us over in a way, but you don't do it to Russia. How does it make any sense? You do it to Ukraine, but you don't do it to Russia? This motherfucker put tariffs on a part of the world that where ain't no human beings on that bitch. It's penguins. How you going do tariffs with penguins, nigga? Let's move on, man. We're amongst the stupid, man.
It doesn't make sense to me that our friends across the globe have a benefit to trade with the United States and American workers do not. When these deficiencies do exist.
Why do you want to repair?
First of all, stop talking about the American workers. If you gave a fuck about the American workers, we would be on the corporation's ass about paying their fair share in taxes. But you're the same dude that said when Trump passes tax cuts, they'll be fine. But we gonna still be paying our type of taxes. You don't give a fuck about the working people. Stop bringing them up and stop lying and misleading people. can't like. You know the bad part about this show is that this is why I don't watch CNN no more. I can't watch Fox News. That shit is just ridiculous. I don't even watch that shit at this point. People send me clips all the time. I still don't watch it because I already know what they're gonna do and say. Right? It's predictable, and me talking about it is irrelevant because I already know what they're gonna say. But CNN, you're just hiring these fucking idiots, these misleading people, and you put them on these panels on your shows for ratings so they can say outlandish shit. You clout chasing at this point, CNN. Shawn Michaels, I don't think he's dumb. He knows better of what he's saying, that he knows it's ridiculous of what he's saying. And if he doesn't know, God damn, that says a lot about your character. That says a lot about who you are.
70 years of imbalance, and I agree fully with both of you that the trade relationship vis-a-vis the United States had to be readjusted.
You've talked about it.
Yes, but you don't do it overnight, and you don't offend your allies while you're doing it with the whole Greenland, 51st state, Japan. You just don't do that. Not if you're going to turn around in goodness knows when and say, can we have your help?
It's a colonizer's attitude to say, I like it, I'm just going to steal it. Now, the fact of the matter is, in this new land, you cannot just go and say, I like it, it's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is what they're trying to do. And in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it, I want to take it for mine, that is a very colonizer.
I have never ever said we're going to go to Greenland and quote colonize it or steal it.
You're not a member of government, so you're irrelevant at that point. I'm talking about the president of the United States doing
You got fired from your job.
You can agitate.
If you want to engage in personal insults,
Hold on. Let me see this. I want to go back because I know y'all heard it. I want y'all to hear that with this racist piece of shit, Scott Jennings, and he thinks he's very clever and smart, and he just looked like a goofy ass white dude that in real life. And listen, I ain't condoning violence, but like I said, this is my woman. He getting confronted. I don't give a fuck. That's a show. I don't give a fuck that my wife is very independent and shit like that. It is certain shit that you don't say to a black sister or disrespect her in a way like that because you ain't even trying to make a point. You trying to insult my wife or a black sister in that way. And we got a problem with that. But let's go back to listen to what he does. I mean, what he says. Let me go back.
New world order. Yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it, I want to
go back.
Now, the fact of the matter is, in this new land, you cannot just go and say, I like it, it's mine now. It doesn't work that way.
I'll go back.
51st state, Japan. You just don't do that. Not if you're going to turn around in goodness knows when and say, can we have your help?
It's a colonizer's attitude to say, I like it, I'm just going to steal it. Now, the fact of the matter is, in this new land, you cannot just go and say, I like it, it's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is
First of all, we have done it. That's number one. We have done it. He says when, and we haven't done it. But they're trying to. White America, y'all legacy is always to take somebody's shit. So, like, this whole notion, when, how. First of all, if Trump is talking about, he said we ain't gonna put off on with the military, and we gotta bring military in to take it. Nigga, what are you talking about? That's colonizing. That's some shit you trying to take over somebody's country. It ain't yours. How you going? What has Greenland done to America for you to go over there and take over their country? You don't even hear no other countries that deal with Greenland even saying that. But America says it. And then this piece of shit talking about, well, how? Because he said it. But anyway, let's get, because I'm about to go in a different route with what he said. And I'm gonna say this shit on real talk to black men about this. Let's move on.
They're trying to do, and in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it, I want to take it for mine. That is a very colonizing.
And let me say this before we go further. Let me get y'all to really genuinely understand something too. When white people or Republicans, even Shawn Michael, he get ready to go on his coonery move, and I'm ready getting his punk ass. When black people tell you, we know the language, just because they ain't directly saying something, or it's like racism. You ain't got to directly call me a nigga. For me to know that you being racist. Listen, I put it this way to all the white people out there, since you think black people be over exaggerating or we race baiting, however you want to look at it. Let me explain something to you. We're more qualified to know what racism is than you are. That's number one. We're more qualified to identify or even hear what you motherfuckers racists say. We know what it is. I asked, and second, I asked white folks this. Has your people ever got enslaved in this country? Has you been segregated? Like the blacks. You like to call us the blacks. Have you? Because who the fuck keep calling black people the blacks? That sounds racist to me in a way. But have your people got enslaved in this country? And third, who got more opportunities in this country than y'all have? Was it us or y'all? Who sees more discrimination in this country, us or y'all? You just get uncomfortable when we talk about race issues. But the shit that we're talking about actually happens to us. So who's more qualified to know what a dictatorship is? Or what racism is? We know what it sounds like. We know what that shit means. Just somebody saying it. We know what it means. And the fourth thing about that is one of the things that I want to uplift my people on in a way. Nigga, that's what God gave us. We can see shit that others can't see. As black folks, we see shit and hear shit, and we have that gift of that. Because we live in real reality. Our reality been real for a long motherfucking time. We don't get to sit around like Scott Jennings and pretend shit doesn't exist. We don't have time for that. Our children don't have time for that. You ever see black children that we like, they grown up. It's a reason for that. It's because they live in real reality. White kids can go out and be white kids. They can do stupid. Oh, they just being bad. They're just kids. But when black people do almost somewhat the same thing or closer to that, or even somewhat lesser to close to that, we get ridiculed or be shown or talked about we violent. There was some shit I talked about yesterday. Matt Walsh said some shit yesterday. I talked about it on that show. He talking about black people is more violent and all that shit. Young black men and all of that shit. Listen, I know plenty of young black men that ain't got no violence in them. Ain't nothing violent about them. Because they ain't been raised that way. Or black people, if you want to look at it that way. Listen, my daughter don't know nothing about no violence, nigga. She probably the happiest kid I know. I know plenty of black children, ain't nothing violent about them. Because they're not raised that way. I live next door to two young, a couple of black little young boys, my neighbors and shit. I'm good with them. Nigga, they kids ain't like that. Because we raised them differently. So this whole notion, this stereotype, this trope that you want to put around our children or our grandkids or nieces and nephews, you want to do that? You're not going to do that to our kids. You did it to us, but you're not doing that to our children. You're not going to lie to our children, or you can lie to your children, but you ain't going to lie to ours. Our children ain't even being raised that way. A lot of them. So stop. They growing up in the same era as your fucking white children. They're being raised the same way, damn near. And the crazy part about it, our children that grow up in our community, in our neighborhood, they're more intelligent technology-wise than the white children. These are facts. They can talk about the education. Listen, they created an educational system, rewriting all that shit. It's a reason that, you see low test scores and shit. It's because they try to make the shit complicated for these children. Especially ours. You notice they only focus on the black children that they don't know nothing when they come up with these percentages. Don't talk about the white children, because the white children, a lot of them are getting the best education. They in the communities where they're going to the right schools. They got the right teachers there. They underpay our children, underpay our teachers to teach our children. This is systemic. So my whole point is, white people, stop trying to tell us what we don't know. We know better than you do. Because you ain't never been discriminated against like we have. That sister that been sitting there, she can tell you stories. You can't tell how you got discriminated against black people like that. You can say, it made you feel, I felt a certain type of way, but we're talking about, I guarantee you that sister can tell you real racism, real discrimination. You can't speak on that. So you don't know what the fuck you talking about, Scott Jennings. And any of you fucked up racist mega. You know nothing. Talking about DEI is like being racist. Bitch, you don't know what it feels about being discriminated against. Shut your bitch asses up. Let's move on, y'all.
I have never ever said we're going to go to Greenland and quote colonize it or steal it.
You're not a member of government, so you're irrelevant. When I'm talking about the president of the United States doing
you got fired from your job.
You can agitate.
Now, mind you, you would have thought that if you didn't catch it, she said, I'm not talking about you. He tried to put himself in it. I didn't say that. She didn't say that you said that. She said Trump and the people that's in office. So when I'm talking about this situation, you are irrelevant to it. That's what she said to him. I didn't say you said it, so you irrelevant to this what I'm talking about. Because I'm not even talking about you. Because you're not in a position of power. You're not in Congress. You're not in Trump administration or Trump. You're not in that administration. So you irrelevant of what I'm saying. Because I never even said that you said that. The first thing he does, because he gets his feelings hurt. Because she told him that he's irrelevant to what she's saying. Because she's not talking about him. He says, well, you're irrelevant too. You the one got fired from your job. Scott Jennings. Let me just say this. I know you tried to insult that sister for her getting fired from MSNBC, but where's she at right now? She's on your network, sitting next to you. So she is relevant. That's number one. Then number two is that you don't know just because she lost a show doesn't mean that she ain't got things that she's making money on. Scott Jennings, outside of CNN, nobody knows who the fuck you are, bro. Seriously. Seriously. You are irrelevant. Even on CNN. The only reason you there is because whoever bought CNN decided to put you back on the screen. They keep you there for shock value. But when Biden was in office, you was irrelevant. You wasn't saying none of this nonsense shit that you was saying. And you think it's funny to try to insult the sister because she lost a job. But Scott Jennings, I guarantee you this. That sister is still making money. She's still good. She's relevant enough to be on that panel. Huh? You think she just came on that panel and she ain't getting paid? And I hope and pray, listen, and I don't wish on people downfalls like this, but some people got to get taken down another notch of their arrogance. I hope that Scott Jennings' contract is about to be up soon, and I hope CNN don't bring his ass back. Let his ass go back over there to Fox News. He's better off over there. Let him go back to where he actually belongs. Go back over there with the racists. Go to the racist channel. You shouldn't be on CNN. And don't get into it. I'm not the biggest fan of CNN because of this type of shit of hiring people like him. This is a part of the problem. That we don't get real news anymore because they allow people like Scott Jennings to get on CNN and just lie. And just be there for controversy and say fucked up shit to bring in views. That's what Scott Jennings in there. You're not irrelevant. Like, you don't make no sense of what you're saying at all. And like I said, I could debunk anything he says. See, you couldn't have me on a show with him because I debunk everything he's saying. And I let his ass know, hey, man, first of all, let me explain something to you. I understand the structure of how this goes, but you're going to show some respect. I'm a grown-ass man. You got kids, I got kids. You got a wife, I got a wife. Listen, respect level. So if you can't get that, don't speak to me and don't talk to me. Just make your point, and that's what it is. But don't you ever directly have a conversation with me or try to interact with me in a way. Because this shit gonna go left. I will fuck that whole show up. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. And for everybody to be sitting there laughing and giggling, other than Abby, and you watch Shawn Michaels, he there, you're a black man. You let that white cracker disrespect a black sister like that. They try to act like And let me just say this. Oh, there's another thing. Since you want to go on that route, have y'all ever heard that Scott Jennings owned the show? He had his own show? We ain't never heard the Scott Jennings show. Right? He worked in administration under Bush and I guess maybe Ted Cruz or something, maybe. But you was an underling. And all you got was to get a contract with a network to be a panelist. You ain't never had no show. So you criticize her for getting fired from a show, but at least she had one. You didn't have one. All that bootlicking you did for George Bush, Ted Cruz, now you're doing it with Trump and the whole Republican Party. You still don't. Why you ain't got your own show, Scott Jennings? Since she lost the show, why you don't have one? I ain't never heard of a Scott Jennings show. Some people, listen, and maybe it's just me. I ain't even never heard that you have a podcast. All you do is show up on CNN. Let's move on, y'all.
If you want to engage in personal insults,
I don't, but you
what
do.
you lack in a legitimate point, you make up for it in personal insults.
I don't.
In personal insults. The point I am making is in this new world order, we are looking at countries, whether or not they're an adversary or ally.
And he's a child. He's a child. And let me say this about Scott Jennings. You do a lot. You say a lot of the shit that you say, and you do a lot of the goofy shit that you say. And people, I'm not condoning violence, but I don't like that people act tough and be condescending and shit. Because if you in a real situation with certain people, you won't act like that. You fuck around, get your ass whipped. And Scott Jennings is one of them arrogant, racist white people that really think that his whiteness give him some type of pass of being a fucking racist or arrogant prick and to disrespect people. And those are the type of people who need to get their ass whipped. And I mean that. I'm not condoning violence, but I'm saying these are the type of people that are supposed to get their ass whipped. And you wouldn't act like that outside of this environment because you would get your ass whipped. Because like I said, if I say I'm the boyfriend of this Sister Cross, or the husband of her, I'm telling her he got to talk to me. And she was like, no, baby, no, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm your man. Or you need to check that nigga you need to check that crack-ass cracker more, or I got to check him. It's one or the other. You listen, he's not disrespecting my woman like that. Because that was disrespectful at the end of the day. She just told him, all she said was, you're not in Congress. So you're irrelevant to what I'm saying. But she told him, I didn't say that you said that. So, but you go over, you irrelevant. You're irrelevant because you ain't got no job. How she's irrelevant because she got fired? Well, she got fired. How she's irrelevant? Ain't she still on the same panel as you? How she's irrelevant? Excuse me. She had a show. She had a show. Scott Jennings, we don't know about your show, bro. But like I said, as a black person, as a black man, that shit right there, and I don't agree with everything Tiffany Cross says and have done. Come on now. But listen, you don't disrespect that sister like that. You don't do that. Nah. That's straight up disrespect. And I know people gonna be like, oh, well, Kenny, she has said some shit that, borderline coonery. She ain't Candace Owens. We don't have to agree with all our black people, but listen, she ain't Candace Owens. I tell you that shit. And I know just because some of you black folks, you like to say because we disagree, we ain't like that shit is buck dancing. It's a different from coonery. Yeah, she has said some shit that, but nah, you don't disrespect that sister like that. Nah. You won't do that shit in my presence. I'll tell you that shit right now. Not in my presence. And for Shawn Michaels to sit there with his head down, looking at his phone and act like he don't see nothing or hear nothing, it's bullshit. You just a coward. You proved that. In that moment, you proved that you was a coward. You should have said, hold on, Scott, man. Come on, man. You're going too far with that shit. But you didn't do that because you're a coward. Let's move on.
It is being determined on what kind of deal we can get. And we cannot govern, we cannot legislate that way. We are increasingly isolated on the world stage. So if you want to engage in personal insults, if I were you, I would reserve that for your party who is increasingly isolated. This will, our position
outside of the United States have you all spoken to in the last few weeks?
A lot.
Several.
I've been speaking to you frequently.
You know the bad part about this is that when the sisters start talking, then all of a sudden Scott Jennings decides to keep interrupting her, saying little slide shit. But the whole time this piece of shit was talking, nobody interrupted him. And this that thing this only thing that only black people can see this because we have the experience in it. They do this shit to us, but we do it to them. Oh, please don't cut me off. I'm speaking. But we need to start doing that to them. Don't talk when I'm talking. You got a certain thing to say. You got to reply. Wait, because you don't even know where I'm going at with it. You just don't like what I'm saying when you heard it, but you got to wait. But anyway, let's move on.
I speak to a lot of Europeans, I speak to a lot of Panamanians, I speak to a lot of Central Americans, and they think, I'll tell you what they think. They think he's acting like a dictator. They think he's acting a lot like Ortega in Nicaragua, a lot like Maduro in Venezuela, a lot like they act in Cuba.
When they say that?
Oh, no. By the way, yes.
Here come the coon. Here come the coon. Here come the coon, Shawn Michaels. Well, listen. I told you this coonery shit is a disease. This shit is a disease. This shit is crazy. Listen to him. Mind you, he talking about Anna. She comes from a dictator country. She's an American citizen now, but she comes from a dictator country in I think she come from Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. Or Nicaragua or some shit like that, but I think it's Cuba. But I think she's Cuban. Listen, she's come from a dictator country. He's challenging her on this shit. This is what I mean. Like, nigga, and you black at that. And you questioning her? Nigga, we actually should be siding with her. But anyway, let's move on.
Attacks on the free press.
I was in Brussels last week.
Wanting to stay in power.
Hang on, guys, just
We're not
one at a
even
time.
close to dictatorship in the
We
United
are
States.
absolutely.
In the United States?
hang on 1 second. Hang on one.
Shawn Michaels, you said in the United States, no dictatorship. What the fuck you call Jim Crow? Was that a dictatorship? I mean, what do you call that, bro? See, these motherfuckers, these new niggas, they're scared of white folks. That's what I'm starting to call you motherfuckers. You new niggas is scared of white folks. try to ignore history. What was segregation? Was that a dictatorship, or what? Or was just well, you want to go off the white people shit, the land of the law? Because if you're gonna say that, then with Anna saying that where she come from, she know what a dictator is. That was the land of the law. We should make excuses for all the dictators there because it's just the land of the law. Like I said, with segregation, is that not a dictatorship? And we listen. We maybe what 80 to 100 years from then, from the Civil Rights Act. What do you call that, bro? This new belief that you got, Shawn Michaels and the rest of you coon niggas, this is new. Shit, even in the fucking 90s or the 80s, nigga, you ain't have this type of say. Like, oh, this arrogance that you got, you goofy nigga. America was under a dictatorship too. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck do you call segregation? Jim Crow. What do you call that? Huh? What do you call slavery? Oh, you just call it slavery, right? But that wasn't a dictatorship. The fuck do you think a dictatorship is? You dumb, stupid son of a bitch. They used the whole government against our people. What are you talking about? That ain't a dictatorship? Because they want to quote it as a slavery? It was a dictatorship. Black Americans ain't had no say, nigga. We couldn't vote. How the fuck? That's a dictatorship. What are you talking about? You should understand what Anna's talking about. What's wrong with you, man? You black, and that's the crazy shit about it. What is wrong with these motherfucking coons? You scared ass Negroes. You gotta be, they should be ashamed of themselves. What is going on? Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back from a quick commercial break. Listen, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I genuinely really don't know what's going on. That shit is bad. This is bad, people. And I mean it's bad because of the simple fact of listen. We have had black folks in this country that have had my bad, people. We have had black people in this country that have, through history, that have sold black people out. In history, we have had it. It's like, I'm not trying to say this is something new, right? The new part of it is that where this shit is weird for me is that we don't have to. We don't have to. We don't have to sell each other out. We don't have to do this shit to each other. We're choosing at this point, because they like to say we ain't slaves and racism doesn't exist. But you see these coons selling their soul to these racists. And then make excuses for the racists. That's the problem. And this shit is bad. Like, it's worse to me. Because at least back in the day when you seen house niggas do what they did back in the slavery days, or even Jim Crow, or even in segregation, when you seen it even in the 80s, even the early 90s in a way, right? It's a little bit more understandable, right? But we in 2025. We have way more billionaires and millionaires of black people that have impact in this country. And you see a lot of our black folks that get in positions and sell us out for money to be in power. It's worse. It's worse than segregation. It's worse than all that, because we don't have to do this. We don't have to sell our people out. We scared to take risks. You remember when Stephen A. Smith, the reason that Stephen A. Smith was so against Colin Kaepernick doing what he was doing, because he understood it was going to be consequences that came behind what he did. The problem was, which he did know, was somehow black folks weren't going to stand behind him. He knew that because he was scared of white folks. And the reason of that, they scared of white folks is weird to me. The bad part about it, you had one of the top athletes in the game, LeBron James. And I love LeBron James off of the field. Right? As a basketball player, it's different. Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, all these niggas, they supposed to got behind Colin Kaepernick. Not just doing token shit. You knew economically he needed to be helped. To let them white folks know, like, nigga, we still helping Colin. What's up? What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna start watching basketball, football? Go ahead. We the best players in the world. You take us out the shit, the sport ain't shit. Excuse me, the sports ain't shit. You know, let me explain something to y'all. Do y'all ever notice nobody's talking about tennis or golf anymore? You know why? Because the black people ain't there. We ain't dominating. You see, when you hear a lot of YouTubers, you hear a lot of the motherfuckers in the so-called in the mainstream media, you know, all these niggas, Gilbert Arenas, all them, they keep bringing up these European players and shit. They didn't know how to play basketball without black folks. You look at Luka. I don't give a fuck what they talking about Luka. Luka got skills like a black dude. Where do you think he got that from? He got that from black folks. His skills, his how he move and shit like that. Him being slow like that. The moves that he be making, that's black people shit. That's black American basketball. And good for him that he learned how to do it. No, don't ever get it twisted. You put Kevin Durant in this era of young, like Luka, he'd be better than Luka. These are facts. These are facts. Kevin Durant is still a fucking top 10 player right now, even at his age. What the fuck are you talking about? So for black people in 2025, still cooning, it's sad, bro. We got no reason to be selling out our people. Sucking up to racist ass white people or sucking up to white people, period. And I disrespect all white people, but even sucking up to white people. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, the Europeans is taking over our sport. White Europeans at that. The fuck out of here. Let me explain something to y'all. We ain't never disrespected Larry Bird like that with his skills. Ever. We ain't never. Ain't nobody can sit here and disrespect Larry. Nobody. We ain't gonna say, oh, Larry wasn't like that. Black people will tell you Larry Bird was like that, nigga. He was like that. We'll never disrespect Larry Bird. But let me explain something to you what's going on right now in this time and now. They're trying to disrespect black American players to act like these Europeans are so much better. They're not. They're not. Listen, what they have done in the NBA, in America, has changed the game to less physicalness in the game of basketball so Europeans can play. They can't play in physical basketball. They can't play in a Kobe era. They can't play in a Jordan era. Not all of them. That's why it was less of them. They changed the game for these motherfuckers. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Luka ain't better than Steph. He's not better. They keep trying to get these Europeans, these white Europeans, they props. And no disrespect, I think Luka is a great player. Don't get it twisted. I think Joker is great. Don't get me twisted on that. But understand something. Steph Curry got 4 championships. He revolutionized the game. And they're talking about, and he's still putting up 25, 30 points a game. And they're pretending, oh, because he's old. Nigga, he's doing that at 35. 36 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? The Europeans taking over the game. Until Steph Curry and LeBron James lead the game, them Europeans ain't better than us. It just got proven. That's why Kevin Durant said what he said. Stop giving these white Europeans, these white people, all this props. They ain't never going to be better than black people in basketball. Never. We will adapt to this system of this soft-ass era. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, who can really fuck with Steph Curry? Really? You can't put no white player to guard Steph Curry. He would smoke their ass. All the defensive players, is they white? No. The good defensive players in the league is black. They're not white. Stop. Fuck are you talking about? And that's listen, and I went to that that point of view is because I need people to understand something. They want to erase black people. They're even doing it in sports. Then you look at it. Golf ain't popular. Not what it was when Tiger was there. You know, don't get me wrong, I don't fuck with Tiger, but you know what I'm saying. But Serena Williams, since she left the game of tennis, nigga, nobody watching tennis. It go down to them white folks watching that bullshit again. We don't give a fuck about that shit. Nobody's interested in that shit unless we interested in it. We are the culture. I keep trying to tell y'all that. Don't allow these motherfuckers to do this shit. Gilbert Arenas and all the motherfuckers over there. Fuck Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is a con artist. Nigga try to sit there and make up shit. Kobe my favorite player, but LeBron James is better. What? We all know at the end of the day, let's just say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player ever. We know, and Gilbert Arenas will say this, one-on-one, LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, he gonna pick Mike. One-on-one with motherfucking LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, he gonna pick Kobe. These are facts. I don't give a fuck about his statistics and all the accolades that he got of playing longevity game. Kareem played a long time too, nigga, and nobody never considered him the greatest basketball player. Not a lot of people. So now we supposed to do this with LeBron? He been did shit better than Jordan. Better than Kobe. But ain't no real motherfucking basketball players no goddamn better to put motherfucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar over Michael and Kobe. Bullshit. And I don't give a fuck who you are. You can be the statistic motherfucker all you want. Tell me statistics. You tell me whatever. I'm taking Kobe over any of them motherfuckers. I'm taking Mike over everybody. Who we talking about here? How you gonna take Kobe over? Nigga, he's the only nigga that comes to one of the greatest ever, the GOAT, the real GOAT. LeBron ain't no GOAT. He's a stat packer. And I say that shit all the time. But you let these white folks come in here and these so-called Negroes come in talking about LeBron is great. No, he's not. He's not he's great, but he's not the GOAT. You can break all the records you want. Don't mean shit. Let me ask y'all something. Y'all keep acting like Steph Curry ain't got damn near close to the same accolades that LeBron has. You keep acting like that. And Steph is 5 years younger than LeBron. Or 4 years younger than LeBron. Like, y'all keep forgetting that. He got more championships. And his shit was built from the structure. Yeah, they brought KD in, whatever, nigga. But he ain't go nowhere. He did the same shit LeBron did, nigga. They went to go recruit KD. This nigga recruited 2 niggas. They only recruited 1 and still beat the dog shit out of LeBron. LeBron created a super team. Everywhere he go, he created a super team. How y'all sitting here acting like LeBron is the greatest basketball player ever? His whole career is about creating a super team. He's on one now. He's on one now. Nigga, they got Luka. How the fuck did... Nigga, they wouldn't... Listen, the league wouldn't even give Kobe Chris Paul. But somehow they gave LeBron James Luka. I don't even know how that's a fair trade. 80 for Luka. Nah. At the end of the day, we all know that Luka is way better. Even in the future, we think about it. He's way better than AD. AD is basically a disappointment to me. All that skills, but he's soft. And he injury prone. You both of those things, you soft and you injury prone? Man, whatever. I get AD there's one prop. I'm surprised he lasted this long in the league. Just how injury prone he is. Every time this nigga get bumped or like touching me, my wrist, my eye, my finger. Like it's always something wrong with this nigga. But anyway, let's move on, y'all. I ain't mean to go off, but it all makes sense. It all comes around of they trying to discredit our black athletes. To the point where when it comes to black people, all the shit that we have done for this fucking country, and we still get disrespected. And it's not even just racist ass white folks. It's the other some of the minority groups that none of y'all would exist here if it wasn't for our people putting in the work, the fighting and dying and sacrificing. You wouldn't even have no rights. You wouldn't even have no voice here. We did this shit for y'all. The Japanese, you name them. You name any race, black people in America help you get a voice. We die for this shit. We die for y'all to have a voice. And the level of disrespect that it is shown to us. Like, I'm sick of this shit. And then to see these new coon niggas, like Shawn Michaels and all these dudes. Like, yo, dude, do you understand what your ancestors did? Do you understand what they sacrificed? Let's move on, man.
Who defended the 2020 election results, who worked for him, asked for the DOJ to investigate him. That's what they.
We're gonna get to that later. We're gonna get to that later.
People believe that we live in a dictatorship in America.
I lived in one.
And I know you have.
First of all, we have lived in a dictatorship before. As black people, and for Shawn Michaels to be pretending that he never lived in, like he doesn't understand that we have lived in one before in America. America is not that great of a country like you're trying to pretend. You just live in a time that where now you get to come on national TV and say stupid shit. Like, real talk. Come on, man. Let's move on, y'all.
But you should know better than to say that
Exactly.
when
You
you're
know
in
what
a
they
position
do?
in the United States of
They
America.
ban, they censor the press, like he just did with the AP.
Okay.
So that's, they do not listen to judicial orders, like he
so-
hasn't done.
Okay, hold on, Chair Michael, hold on. Let me let Richard, because
Do you need a loan for your business? Well,
My bad, people. That shit is a wrap, man. That shit is crazy. Give me 1 second. This motherfucking. My bad, people. That was the end of that shit. Like, listen. We live in a country right now. Listen, these coons are different. These coons are different. I ain't never seen no shit like this in my lifetime. And I grew up in some shit. But this level of black people cowering the way they do, this shit is weird, bro, to me. Like, this shit is very, very, very weird. There's no way impossible, bro. No way impossible that people are acting like this. Somehow people are acting like this. This shit is hurtful. Like, at this point, it's hurtful to me. I'm very hurt by this because it's like, yo, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, this type of shit shouldn't be happening without people. It shouldn't. Hold on, y'all. Because I got this one clip I want to do. Let's see if I can find it real quick before I get out of here. Hold on. Shit. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there we go. I got it. All right. I got this one clip. I wanted to do this because I want to prove to my people that I ain't doing this shit, or I ain't saying what I'm saying because I actually genuinely, like, I despise my people, even if I disagree with them, right? Or what I'm saying is to, like, be on some, I want to call other black people sellouts, right? I don't do that for this because I don't, like, first of all, as a black person, for another black person to call you a sellout, right? That shit is hurtful. That shit is almost like I said, it's up there with a white person calling you a nigga. When your people is calling you a sellout, it's like a white person calling you a nigga. Right? So I don't like to call my people coons and sellouts and shit like that because I enjoy doing that. I don't. But this clip I'm getting ready to show you is a prime example of what I'm saying about sellout coon ass niggas in this day and age. And the shit is embarrassing, it's hurtful, and this is why I gotta call this shit out, because this shit is unbelievable that you will allow somebody to be this racist to you. Like, you can't. Only thing that this dude did not call Jason Whitlock is a nigger. But his response to it is just crazy. Well, hold on. Let's get into it. Shout out to Dr. Richie for this clip, too.
Known racist, proud racist, white supremacist, white nationalist, Nick Fuentes, calls Jason Whitlock a token. Jason has an interesting response. Here it is.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't. Because
let me say this, and I'm not giving him props for this. You know, Nick Fuentes, all that shit. I don't need to hear that from a white person to know what a sellout coon ass nigga is. Right? Like, I don't need, like, he calling him a token and all that shit. I ain't defending Jason Whitlock. I'm just saying, like, but I don't need you to do that. It let me know that I know that you're a racist. I've been knew that you're a racist. I know that what you stand for and everything is you on some racist shit, and you know what they are. You actually just telling the truth about who he is, or how much he with his service is for you, for y'all kind. You don't have to tell me that. Like, I don't need to know that. You didn't have to tell me that. So for people to make this a big story, and no disrespect, Dr. Richie, I don't need to know this. Nick Fuentes, like, it doesn't. I don't need you to tell me that. I already know that. You mad at him. See, I look at it in a different way. I look at it that Nick Fuentes is telling that motherfucker, hey, nigga, we use you. Don't get it twisted, nigga. We use you, nigga. You ain't nobody. You out token. That's what I heard. I didn't hear nothing else. I mean, I heard other stuff, but I'm just saying, the number one thing I heard was, you just a token nigga. Don't get that twisted about you criticizing white power, nigga. You don't get the right to do that because we chose you as that token nigga. That's all Nick Fuentes, whatever the fuck his name is. That's all he's saying. But that ain't nothing new. I don't know why, like, we making this a story about Jason Whitlock. But, or what he said. The story is about Jason Whitlock because the racist white person that's very racist is telling you what you mean to their side. That's all you good for. But his response to it is the problem too as well. And this is why we call you a sellout, Jason Whitlock. This is the reason why this man then basically called you a nigga. Nigga, you only good to do what we tell you to do. And for some odd reason, your response is on some sucker shit. So it didn't, Nick Fuentes, what he said made it like he wasn't wrong. But I didn't need him to say it. But the problem is Jason Whitlock. It ain't Nick Fuentes. We know what he is. We know he a racist. He's just saying the loud part out, the truth out loud. That's all he's saying. Saying the truth out loud. That's it. But hold on. Let's get back into it.
I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white. So there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit.
He said, I didn't have the privilege of being born black. See how racist is? So when motherfuckers say, like I tell you, anybody, I don't give a fuck you white or black, whatever you are, you subscribe to this dude or you acknowledge this dude as he's speaking truth or something, you are part of the problem. You're part of the racist. This dude's straightly being racist. He just told you. You ain't hear him? Hold on. Let's go back.
Don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born.
He said he had the privilege of being born black, like black people got disadvantage. White people been hurting for years, huh? Decades. Think about it. Is white people still running the country? Yes, they are. Is they still the most, as far as a race, the most dominant race in the country? Yes, they are. The fuck are you talking about? But anyway, let's move on because I don't want to focus so much on Nick Fuentes, whatever the fuck his name is. It's not about him because we know this is about. We know what he is. This is about Jason Whitlock and the coonery of black conservatives where they don't understand. We say it, they get mad at us for saying it. But this white man, this racist ass white man is telling you what you actually does and mean to their party and their agenda. But you, for some odd reason, you ignore it. But anyway.
White, so there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I can say without being penalized in the so-called free marketplace of ideas. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. And everybody's sick of it. Especially in the conservative space that
First of all, you're a liar. Because Kyrie just said some shit about the real black Jews and put out a tweet or something, and this nigga got fired, got suspended, and basically had to do a whole apology tour to the white Europeans. So please stop with the fake you being oppressed white people bullshit. That's a lie. Black people don't just get to say whatever the fuck they want to say. You mad because black people stand up and speak truth. That's your issue. But even when we speak truth, we still get penalized. So, please stop. But anyway, let's move on.
Blacks have had it easy.
Well, we had it easy.
Whoa. I gotta say, this hair must froze.
Now, mind you, this is the same white dude. He said black people had it easy. The same white dude, he grew up in an environment that we grew up in. Just point out the good black folks, right? That actually do good. They just disagree with him ideology wise, right? A lot of us grew up in bad neighborhoods. Somehow you growing up worse than us? Are you serious? Even in the atmosphere that you're talking about, we still don't get treated equally. But that's a racist for you. They in denial. They think they the victims now. The racist white people think they the victims because they can't be racist. That's why they want to go back, make America great again, so they can be racist again. They can just say whatever the fuck they want to say with no consequences. Right? But if black people say something, it's a problem. Come on, bro. Stop it. Anyway, let's move on.
That was about 50% of what that racist SOB said is true about Jason Whitlock. I do disagree with the other 50%. That's just his bogus bigotry talking. But Jason Whitlock, the man has made a career out of being the antithetical voice as it relates to Black America. He's the black guy who will say the most extreme commentary against black folk in America and beyond. So they roll him out when they need that particular opinion. But there's more. Here it is.
You are playing by a different set of rules, pal. You have training wheels on. You think you've earned it? Everything you have. Take a look around at your studio, your contract. Your employees, if you said the stuff that you said as a white person, your ass would be gone. And everybody knows that. You're on Blaze hosting E. Michael Jones talking about the Jews. It's a good thing you're black, because if you weren't, you would have been fired like Elijah Schaffer. Look at everything around you, because you did not compete to get that. You got it because people feel sorry. People don't want to be called racist. They feel sorry. They need a black person to give them credibility.
And so do you. Right? You think you're that strong like that to call black people niggas and to say the racist shit that you say? Stop your security. If you think that it's the right thing to say to be racist, you shouldn't need no security or no backup. Stand on your business. But we know that you ain't gonna do that because we know you a soft ass racist dude. We know that. So whatever. But a part of what he's saying is telling the truth about racists. And listen, I actually appreciate that more. That he's actually been genuinely honest. He's standing on business with it. He ain't lying. Jason Whitlock is a token nigga. That's what he is. But don't act like black people, we gonna let, because you saying what we have been saying, like we gonna let you slide because you saying what we already said and we already predicted, we already been on that shit. You don't get no motherfucking pass for that. You still a racist. I don't give, listen, Jason Whitlock is what he is. I get that. And we don't fuck with him like we don't fuck with you. What you think, you better than Jason Whitlock? What? Because you think because he's black, we gonna be cool with him? No, we don't fuck with you or him. Let's be real. Now, in a racial, y'all little racist shit that y'all do, y'all accept that piece of shit. But from the black community, we don't fuck with him. So don't get that shit twisted. But anyway, let's move on.
I say we give them boxing gloves and let them figure this out together. Put it up full mass. This is an ironic situation, ladies and gentlemen, because basically both of them are racist against black people. Okay? This feud started over Whitlock taking issue with what Fuentes tweeted about Whitlock blaming.
But see, that's the thing about some of them coons. Right? Stick to being coons. Do the Jesse Lee Peterson shit. See, the one thing about Jesse Lee Peterson, he is anti-black. He stands for white power. He will stand on that shit. Listen, I believe he's mentally retarded, but allegedly, but my opinion. But don't get that shit twisted. Excuse me. At least he stand on it. The Jason Whitlocks of the world, the Stephen A. Smith, the Canazoans, all them, they here and there, they try to, I'm still black. I don't like that you being racist. No, motherfucker, don't try to side with us on certain shit that you hear. Stand on that racist business. It's Grea to prove my point of what I'm saying. Of Jason Whitlock, don't do that. Stephen A., don't do that. Candace, don't do that. Stand on that racist shit. Don't try to suck up the black people. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't even fuck with you like that. Let's move on.
Black culture for crimes. All right, this is a traditional go-to line for both Fuentes and Whitlock, okay? So Fuentes tweeted, quote, "So tired of hearing that black crime is caused by black culture. For some reason, Rap music doesn't make white people steal cars and shoot people. It only works on black people, sarcastically. In another tweet he wrote, just another in a long list of excuses. Leftists blame it on racism and poverty. Conservatives blame it on culture and godlessness. Blacks create the same culture from LA to Baltimore, from Haiti to London, from Sudan to South Africa, or to South Africa.
First of all, let me just be real. This racist piece of shit ain't never been in our communities. And all these places he talking about, he ain't been in the hoods. So he don't know how shit works. That's a racist for you. A racist sit there and predict some shit, or not predict, but say some shit about a community that he ain't never been a part of. You ain't not been in no LA shit. No, you ain't not been in the LA gangs. You don't know nothing about Baltimore. You know nothing about Haiti. You ain't been in Haiti. Like seriously. Like these racists always keep acting like they know what goes on in our community, what hurts our community. You won't even go to our communities. You scared to go there. And if you went there on your racist shit, come on, man. And I'm not condoning violence. Man, come on, please. Stop. You will get fucked up. Stop. You're speaking about some shit you know nothing about. That's the problem. Nick Fuentes, you racist piece of shit. You gotta have bodyguards because you're a bitch ass motherfucker. If you stood on business of what you're saying, you don't need bodyguards. I go in my hood all the time, nigga. I speak what I speak. You don't think people in my community know what the fuck I'm talking about and what I stand on? The fuck are you talking about? They know. I stand on my shit and I move amongst my own. You can't do that. You can't move around my people and say that and stand for what you say you stand for. You get fucked up without security. I move amongst my people without security. And I criticize my people. I stand on it. You can't do that. You scared to do that. So don't talk about our community when you don't roam amongst us or any community. You're a racist. You're amongst the racists with bodyguards. Shut up, bitch. These bitch ass motherfuckers always try to pretend they like that. You ain't like that. You can't fuck. Listen, you can talk that shit, but we know you don't walk that shit. You can say whatever you want to say about Jason Whitlock. What you thought was going to make black people upset? We ain't upset. We don't fuck with him either. Like we don't fuck with you. You mad at him. So what? Even Dr. Richie even talking about this shit. You think Dr. Richie is upset that you disrespecting this so-called black person? Because he's still black. But he ain't family. Excuse me. Black people don't fuck with him. My bad, people. Excuse me. The fuck are we talking about? My bad, people. Man, please. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. From prehistory to now, it's race. And that's what a racist would say. Okay? Whitlock would respond to the tweets with, quote, "You're every bit as God."
Let me say this. And you see how coons go at this. They want to use religion. They want to all of a sudden try to use some human nature shit and use religion when they don't even. Jason Woodlock, when you talk about other black people, are you using religion on our people to not suck up, but to, disregard of what we saying? No, you start insulting us. But you want to use God to try to insult this dude. He's a racist. He don't believe in no God. His God is the devil. And you sitting there he want to sit here and try to use God. But when he disrespect our people, ain't about no God shit. He try to say we ain't. Let's move on. Never mind. Let's move on.
Heartless and as stupid as your critics say. You're Ray Epps 2.0. Point foolish believers into building what will burn them down for eternity. Many of the people captured by the wickedness of Black culture can claim ignorance. You know exactly what you're doing. Demon, the enemy is paying people on social media to promote racial division and conflict. The aftermath of Austin Metcalf.
You still ain't call him a racist, Jason Willott. You saying all this shit, but you still ain't call him a racist. Or what he is. He believe in Nazism. But you still ain't call him a racist. You still ain't call him a Nazi. So all this shit that you saying, and we're going to continue to say, proves my point about your coonery. This man is a straight up racist. Why you ain't calling him a racist? But you won't do it because the people that you work for, that you buck dance and coon for, is racist too. They believe in the same shit he believe in, and you know that. So everything he said, he's not lying about it. The problem is that you still sitting there trying to defend your other racist counterparts. Let's move on.
Carmelo Anthony is a psycho. Don't fall for it. Stand in the word. Rebuke any so-called believer not pointing to Christ. After that, and before we go to what Fuentes said, Brother Whitlock, when you say Christ, are we referring to the white Jesus or the one of color? Because I think that's an interesting point that you and Fuentes may disagree on again. See, there's a lot of daylight between the two. Put it up.
And that's the thing. White Christianity in this country, they think that their God is white. Even some blacks. But overall, if you read the Bible, you read any religion, they will tell you that God is not white. I don't give a fuck what religion it is. They will tell you that God is not white. God is a mixed breed. He the Barack Obama of this shit. These are facts. In any religion. You read any of their Bibles or any of their religion shit, it will tell you that God is not white. But, they pick and choose to tell you, the color of God. Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's move on.
Thanks.
Listen to this.
Hold on, please. Got a commercial.
See, there's a lot of daylight between the two. Put it up. Full hands. Following Fuentes' video rant, Whitlock would respond to Fuentes on the show. He opened with, quote, "I don't care what Nick Fuentes has to say about me. He can call me any name in the book," and he does.
Damn, bro. Damn, you so much a coward. Jason Wood, he can call you anything, huh? If he called you a nigga, I mean, it wouldn't matter to you. That's coon shit. You can't call me no nigga. Let a white person call me a nigga, we got a problem. And so, well, Kenny, you use the word, but you ain't black. And I stand on that. So when I tell you can't call me that, that's what I stand on. We're going to have a fucking problem. And why would you want to call me that? Because your definition of it is not the definition of why I use it. So please stop. And you can try to pretend, oh, well, you saying it, I'm embracing. No, you're not embracing me. Ain't nothing we can embrace about you calling me the N-word at all. Any definition of it, any wording of it, it's no way I'm gonna still feel like that shit is okay. I know white people that I'm cool with. They can't ever call me any N-word. Any definition of it, how they look at it. I don't care. That shit is not happening. And if you call me that, we're gonna have a fucking problem. Don't call me no nigga. Don't use the N-word around me. Don't do it. It's not cool to do it. It's not okay because you think as I use the word or you know, you hear other black people that allow you to use it. That's them. That's not me. Use the N-word around me and see what happens. We gonna have a motherfucking problem. Unless I say that you can use that shit around me, you better not use that shit around me. But listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you can't use that shit around me. Even if you know me, don't use that shit around me. Anytime a white person say the N-word around me, it's offensive. I don't give a fuck if you reading a book that got the word, the N-word around. You better just say the N-word or skip that shit. I don't know what to tell you, but you don't use that around me. But anyway, let's move on.
Because your name's out of the book, sir. I don't care what anybody says about me. This isn't me talking tough. This isn't me saying I have the thickest skin in the world. This is me submitting to my ego.
Of course not. Because you're a coward. Jason would like that man basically was being racist to you and told you you're a token nigga. And you had no problem with that. But let a black person tell you that you're a token nigga. You're a token. You will go on a rampage, and you have done it. I have seen you do it. But now this racist white person tell you that, it don't hurt my feelings. It's not like that. I'm good at whatever, blah, blah, blah. But when a black person tell you, oh, it hurts, you offended. Okay, nigga. Jason was like, you're a piece of shit, bro. And this is why we call you a sellout. You won't even go at the racist. You'll go at us, though. Let one of our people, the day of tomorrow, say some fucked up shit. You'll come at us. You'll come at your own. You got a whole motherfucking shit about it. But anyway, let's move on.
Relevance, my lack of importance. This is me acknowledging who I am. I'm unimportant. What people think of me is unimportant. Sir, that's the truest damn thing you have said since you have graced the air. You are unimportant as hell. You are one of the most unimportant people I have ever spoken with. Fortunately, Fuentes is a...
He said out his own mouth, people. Can't make this up. This coon ass nigga, because he a coward, he told racist white people, I'm irrelevant. Why are you coming at me? Huh? Why are you coming at me? I'm irrelevant. I'm so irrelevant. But Jason Whitlock, you ain't irrelevant when you go at your own. When you want to go at your own people, you're not irrelevant. Then you somebody, right? But that racist come at you and he tell you the truth about who you really is and what you really doing. All of a sudden now you irrelevant. Jason Whitlock is irrelevant now. Y'all, when the racists tell him the truth about himself, he's irrelevant now. But when black people call him out and say whatever they say to him, he's all of a sudden relevant now. He's a relevant, all of a sudden black person. Wow. Crazy, ain't it? This shit is crazy. I can't believe this motherfucker. He want to say, oh, I'm irrelevant when it comes to the racists. My racist counterparts call me out. I'm irrelevant. At least he acknowledged that. I'm irrelevant. But when black people call you out, and we don't fuck with you, we call you coons and shit, and we speak the truth about who you genuinely is before this racist ass white dude told you who he is and told you what you meant to the white race of doing the fuck shit that you do, you got a lot to say. Excuse me, you more relevant, ain't you? Now I'm saying you're relevant. But now the racist white person tell you how you're not relevant to that movement of racism. You acknowledge that. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy, y'all? Jason Whitlock, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. Seriously, you should be really ashamed of yourself. Let's move on.
A little more unimportant than you. And so this becomes an interesting battle to me. Okay? I think you all are evenly matched. He continued. So when you hear me say, and I say it pretty consistently, I don't care if people are racist. you literally said you did in the, okay. But let's continue. He did say he's unimportant. All right. He says, I don't care if people are racist. I truly do not. People can say whatever they want about black people. I don't care. They're not in.
Tom, you said, I don't care if people are being racist. Right? But number one, you the same dude that said racism doesn't exist in this country. Nobody's racist. This is not a racist country. So is that person, is he being racist to you? Because I thought what he's saying to you, it shouldn't be racist. Because you don't believe in racism. Racism doesn't exist. So Nick Fuentes or whatever the fuck his name is, him saying what he's saying shouldn't come off as racist because you don't believe in racism. Racism doesn't exist. Jason Whitlock, ain't no racism when it comes to you. You should have just looked at it as he just criticizing your black ass. Not racism, and no race should come into it. Right? Because your party and what you believe in, your religion, whatever. Y'all don't believe in racism. Racism doesn't exist. Nobody. This country ain't racist. So ain't no racist. Listen, if the country ain't racist, right? It shouldn't be no racist people in it. If the country is not racist, I'm gonna say it again. If the country is not racist, then it shouldn't be nobody ever being racist. We should never ever talk about racism. You brought up race. You said he basically accused them of being racist. But we're not a racist country. See, overall, when you say the country is not a racist country, that means overall we're not racist. That's what that means, Jason. But like, that's what I told you. Words matter, you stupid son bitch. Don't sit here and pretend racism doesn't matter when it comes to your agenda. But now, motherfucker, come at you. Oh, racism doesn't matter. It's no racism. He was being racist, but racism. But then you bring up race when somebody being racist to you. Now you care about race. Now, I don't care about people being racist, but I thought racism doesn't matter in this country. I thought there ain't no racism. See, when you say a country is not racist, that means it's no racism at all. That's what that means, Jason Whitlock. I know you may, but you can't say that racism doesn't exist in the country when it's racist people in the country that do and says racist shit. Because if racism doesn't exist, America's not a racist country, it shouldn't be no racist people ever even speaking. But we know that it ain't true, right? You dumbass son of a bitch. You dumb. And you think the rest of us dumb. But listen, you stupid as shit. That racist ass white man called you a coon, and you work for him, his white supremacy, and you still sitting here pretending, I don't care about racists. I don't care about that racist like that. Yeah, you do. Why? And then you lying again. You don't care about it. Yeah, you do. You care about that racist. That's why the racist said what he said. And then that's why you replied the way you did. You scared of them white folks. And this is a prime example of it. You scared of that racist ass, scared of white supremacy. You scared of it. You scared to criticize it. Let's move on.
Important. What triggers me is when people lie on Jesus. I'm done. I'm trying to get through this commentary. What bothers him is when people lie on Jesus.
All right. Let's just go over that. He said he got a problem with people lying on Jesus. Let me say this. Let's just say that's the case, right? You got a problem with that. You know the whole part of that is? Jason Whitlock. You got a problem with that. Have you met Jesus? Have you met God? Do you know how God feels? You know what he genuinely stands for? Because you had a conversation with him. Right? You had a conversation with God, right? No, you haven't. You haven't had no conversation with God. You don't even know God. You just believe in something that you never met a person on. That's what you just believe in it. You ain't never met God. You never spoke to him. You don't know what God personality is. How he feel about shit. You know nothing. So nigga, how the fuck are you gonna talk that dumb shit you talking about? You don't even know God. But I'm mad they going at the God. You don't even know God. I can go at the God all the time. Anybody can go at the God all the time. You don't know God. Have you talked to him? Have you asked him, hey God, what you think about what Nick Fuentes said? Because you know I'm one of you. So what God said? What God say? I'll wait. I'll wait, you coon ass nigga. I'll wait. What did God say? about Nick Fuentes saying and doing what he said about you? Can you tell me what God said? Literally, can you just tell me, Jason Whitlock, what did God say? Did he have a problem with it? Can you tell me that God said he had a problem with Nick Fuentes saying what he said about you? Can you do that? No, you can't, you bitch ass nigga, because you ain't never met God. And stop lying. You niggas believe in shit that you ain't never seen. I stand on that. And I wish listen, I put this out to any religious person. Tell me I'm wrong. Ain't none of you. I don't give a fuck if you're a pastor. I don't give a fuck what religion you in. Name the God. Matter of fact, put it this way. Can I talk to the God that you talk to? Literally. Can I talk to him? Fuck what I don't believe. Fuck that. Can I talk to the God that you say you talk to? Let me talk to the God that you say you talk to. See how that shit don't sound right? See how motherfucker I stand on business. I'm waiting. I want anybody to tell me they talk to God. And if you do, I want to meet them. How about that? I ain't not discrediting you. Because you say you talk to God. I ain't even discrediting you. I want to talk to him. Because I want to get that word. Because if I'm carrying this shit wrong and I'm fucked up with how I'm thinking, I want to know your God. Because maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm wrong about how I'm feeling. Let me talk to the God that you talking to. Because if you talk to that God that you say you talking to, amen. Listen, I will go out and listen on my platform every day. God real, nigga. I know who God is. I talk to him. I talk to God. God is a real motherfucker. I listen, I will promote that shit. But ask them motherfuckers, can they do it? They can't. Because it ain't true.
And what really triggers me is when people lie on Jesus and use something I said to tell that lie. That is what triggers me. End quote. Sir, that question about white Jesus is really important right now. Because I don't see you going after religious institutions. And interestingly enough, Jason, you have talked about Black folk as a career. And all of a sudden, a white nationalist named Fuentes pulls your card and you start talking about how you don't care what somebody says about you. I say you go back and forth with individuals on social media and on your broadcast, but all of a sudden, none of that matters now since Fuentes pulled your card. It is interesting. I would like to see more, rigor. But you guys basically
can't do that. He can't do that because he ain't gonna pull the card because he hate black people, anti-black. He hate his own. So of course he's not gonna do that. So why this nigga goes straight to a religion where and people I know people like to lie about this shit. And listen, and you could believe in it. But ain't none of you niggas that believed in it or lie about it or whatever have ever met God. You have not. So that's like the easiest thing to do. Well, God, my religion, it's easy for you to do it because you can't prove none of it. You can't prove that you talk to God. That's just something you believe. I believe in a lot of shit. That don't make it true. A bunch of cocksucker motherfuckers. Let's move on, man.
The same point of view most of the time. All right. This is a hell of a thing. Listen, man, we're obviously in the twilight zone. Hell is frozen over twice.
Excuse me.
But here we are. What say you?
You've entered a zone beyond sight and sound, where two racists argue with each other about who matters less. I mean, a lot there. First of all, Fuentes just letting his insecurity fly there with just how much he's upset he's not on a mainstream platform.
Yeah.
If I were black, I'd be on a mainstream platform. I'm sick of it. I don't get paid. Yeah, we know that. We see his cheap green screen. We're aware of that. Firstly. Secondly, Whitlock saying he doesn't care if people are racist or people.
Now, the only reason he ain't on them, he's not there yet, is because Trump ain't take over yet. As far as him being on the mainstream shit. And like I said, I keep telling y'all about even Fox News. They couldn't allow Nick Fuentes to come on that bitch like that. He got to change his language. See, everybody on Fox News, they are in the closet racist. They have been saying racist shit all the time, but they got to clean it up. They just can't be blatantly racist. And Nick Fuentes can't do that. Everybody in your mama that is a racist has been on fucking Fox News. Did interviews or they got hired or whatever. They have been there. But Nick Fuentes can't be there because the one thing you got to respect this about him. He's been straight up racist. He don't give a fuck. I'm a racist. And listen, you ain't got to like it. Of course we ain't going to like it. But you got to respect that he stand on business with that. Now, understand something with Nick Fuentes. Listen, understand. If you see me in person, I'll fuck you up. I stand on business with that. But we know you hide behind security too, so you ain't going to really talk that shit straight up. You hide behind security. You can catch me anywhere. If I move, I move. I stand on my shit, but you can't do that. You can't move without security. And I'll move without my security. I ain't gonna say security, but I'll move without some type of security or protection. Because I know I stand on truth. I hope I see you. But you ain't gonna roll like that. Because you're a suck-ass motherfucker. We all know that, bro. So you talk that gangster shit, but you ain't really about it either. And then you calling Jason Whitlock out, and I don't give a fuck about him, but I'm just saying, you ain't like that either. Because if you really stood on your racism, the shit you really believe, you wouldn't move without security. But you gotta move that way because you're so hateful. Do you think, let me just put this to everybody, let me think, King don't get death threats. Oh yeah, I do. Fuck, I care. I'm amongst my own. And if you're gonna do anything to me, nigga, that's just my time to go. I ain't scared of shit like that. I don't fear shit like y'all fear shit. Nigga, do something to me, do it. I'm here for a reason, nigga. I ain't scared of nothing. Like y'all think I'm supposed to, motherfucker, I don't move stupid, but I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared of that shit that y'all scared of. I stand on my shit. I wish a racist play with me like that. Nigga, it's on. It's on. I ain't scared of shit. Not what y'all think I'm scared of. I'm far from that. Your motherfuckers don't stand on nothing. I stand on what I stand on. And listen, I mean that shit. Ain't none of these motherfuckers that talk all that goofy shit that they talking about, I don't stand on. I stand on my shit. I move that way. Ask my wife how I move. I move like that every day. I move. I don't fuck with people. I don't fuck with people. I stand on it. So how about I move? I never lie. I say I ain't got no fear. I don't fear shit. That's stupid. That's ignorant shit. Yeah, but even if I fear some shit, I know how to move. But listen, like I said, I don't move around life of being scared. Anything can happen to you. So I don't move around like that. So I ain't scared of shit that people scared of. Nigga, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I make sure I move in a respectable way, but I ain't gonna move in no coward ass way. I'm scared of shit. Excuse me, I'm scared of people. Oh, what I said. I said what I said. I meant what I said. These motherfuckers sit out there, they cowards. We got a bunch of people out here right now in the world, and just in America. You got people scared. They scared as fuck. They scared of everything. And like I said, then you got some people that just don't give a fuck about life, and that's a big problem too. You ain't scared of shit. You don't know shit that can happen to you, and then shit happened, and now you mad. What you mad about? You weren't scared about it, so what you mad about? You wasn't afraid of it. You didn't think of it. You didn't think this shit was real. Well, what the fuck you mad about then? How you can be mad about some shit that you don't fear? Right? Like I always tell people, nigga, I ain't scared of my people. I move how the fuck I move. I ain't scared of my people. So I don't fear. But I ain't gonna be upset if some bad shit happen. It happens. That's life, nigga. I know what I'm signing up for. I know when I say I ain't scared of shit, I know what comes with that. Understand, you don't live forever, bro. And I'll be damned if I move around life and be scared of my own people or scared of shit or certain shit. I'm not scared of certain shit. I'm just not. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not that person. I'm not moving around scared. I'm not. Sorry. I'm just not doing that shit. If it happened, it happened. I don't give a fuck. I'm a black man. I've been a black man my whole entire life, bro. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, bro. What the fuck am I scared of? There's a lot of shit that people scared of. The fuck I'm scared of? Nigga, I move. I'll move the way I move. Do you understand a person like me to how I think? Right? Like, yo, bad shit happen in life, bro. I've been through this shit. And now that I do good in life, you still think that I don't think bad shit can happen? Matter of fact, you think death can't happen? It happens. It could be a mistake. It could be some shit that you did or whatever. Nigga, I ain't scared of death. Death happens. Do I want to die? No, of course not. But I ain't scared to die. It happens. You don't even know. The crazy shit about it, people move around in life. This is real shit. People move around life that act like they can predict how they gonna die. You gonna die however you gonna die. Nobody lives forever. Nobody. You can have that condescending shit in your mind all you want, but you're going to die. Everybody's gonna die. You just don't know when. You ever see somebody that sit there and they pretend they ain't never scared of nothing? I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared of death. Everybody's scared of death, bro. Everybody. Everybody. When motherfuckers say that, they're trying to prepare themselves for death. But how you gonna prepare yourself for death if you ain't never died before? So how you can prepare yourself for that? You can't prepare yourself for death. You can't. Motherfuckers die, bro. We all gonna die. And we ain't gonna die in the way that you think we are gonna die. You can prepare for death, you know, You know, how you motherfuckers be trying to, you know, make sure you have money and all that other shit for your kids or whatever, or, you know, people that's left behind. Yo, you don't know. Nobody knows how they gonna die. Nobody. And if they ever tell you that, I don't give a fuck about their bullshit ass religion. Because listen, all that shit is bullshit. Religion is bullshit. Ain't none of those religious people can tell you when you gonna die. They are a liar. And if they tell you that shit, then you stupid motherfucker. You can't, no religious person can tell you when you gonna die. You die. Listen, it's only two things in life that you know for a fact. You born, right? And then that's not even a factual thing. Because you don't know when you born, you know who the fuck you are. Because you gotta get raised and all that other shit that come with it. But nobody knows that. But when you are born, the one thing you do know, this is the one thing you do know. You're gonna die. You just don't know how. Don't let these religious folks and these stupid people sit out here, push that religious bullshit, push this shit that they push. They act like everything is all good, you know, if you believe in that. No. You gonna die. It's about you being a good person or not being a good person. They want to put you in that religious bubble and shit, acting like, oh, if you do this, you gonna go to heaven. How the fuck they know? Had they been to heaven? Has they died? Had they seen God? They ain't never seen him. So who the fuck knows? You just about hope that you do good in life and treat people. It's about treating people better. All this other shit they talking about, bro, they don't know shit. Nobody knows nothing. None of them religious leaders, nobody. Nobody. I love Martin Luther King, nigga, but he ain't know. He didn't know. Now, have we talked to Martin Luther King since he died? Hell no. We don't even know. Listen, have you talked to Martin Luther King since he died? That man was very religious, wasn't he? Why we ain't hear nothing from him? We ain't get no signs from him. Nothing. Fuck y'all talking about, man. Life is simple. We make it complicated. Don't try to sit there and pretend that everything gonna be good. We ain't good. Nobody knows when they gonna die. Nobody. And I don't give a fuck. Any religious person, if they tell you that shit, they lying. They can't predict your life. Now you can have a disease or something like that, but even the motherfuckers that, if you say you got a disease, got cancer, whatever, these motherfuckers they can project when you're gonna die. But they can't tell you exactly when you're gonna die. What day? They may say you got 3 months to live, but they don't know what day. Is that God? Because God should tell you. Even after the doctors tell you that shit. Shouldn't God tell you what day you're gonna die? Have you ever heard that from any of them? That God told them the day they're gonna die. No, they didn't. They had a disease. God ain't never come to them telling them when they was gonna die, did they? They're a liar. I need y'all to understand that. Stop moving around in life pretending that religion had too much control over the country or the world. And that's why the country and the world is fucked up. Because people keep believing in fairy tales. Nobody really genuinely knows what the fuck happened after about 300 years. Let's be real. We really don't know what happened after 300 years in the world. We don't. Let's be real. Who's like that? Who these motherfuckers? You really don't know these people. Let me show some love to everybody, man. I ain't did no. Don't show no love to everybody in the building. Shout out to LT in the building. What up, Bill? I ain't gonna read your shit. I'm just gonna show everybody love. Shout out to Bro Bill in the building. What up, the Bro Bill in the building? Shout out to Talking in the building. What up, Talk? Shout out to Barbershop in the building. Shout out to him. Shout out to Booker in the building. What up, Book? And I just wanted to shout out to everybody that came in the building and talked in the chat. So I appreciate y'all. And my whole point is that stop allowing people to like. This is what the world has been running on. Religion. They don't know. They're not 100% sure. These people just believe. And listen, it's weird. Like, and I can't even say weird because there was a point that I believed in religion. Right? So it's not like not normal for this type of shit to happen, but this is what happened in society. That's why society is fucked up. That's why you got these different cultures in different countries because of religion. These people are lying. They're not. Listen, they're not being real. The fuck out of here. Anybody like I said. Listen. You put the most religious person in front of me, and I'll ask them a simple question: have you ever met God? Have you ever literally met him, or you heard, he talked to you? And I guarantee you none of them can say it. It's just a belief, bro. Religion is a belief. It's not no real shit that they know. They don't know that shit for 100% sure. That's a lie. And for people to sit out here and pretend, oh, religion is real. How the fuck you know? You can't say religion is real. You have no proof of it. You have no proof. You don't listen. Through generations of people, ain't nobody said they met God. And like I said, when they start writing the Bible, that's when the shit start getting real fucked up. They can start writing. Do you understand? It was a period of time where people couldn't write. Think about it. How many people that knew how to write? Think about it. I'm just asking a question. How many people in society knew how to actually write? Listen. Why does education means as much as it means? Or writing. Did you know how to write? Right? Like, did any of us know how to actually genuinely just write down shit? None of us have. It's a lie. They don't know God. Your grandmother, somebody that's 80, 90 years old, I guarantee you they ain't never met him. How much y'all want bet? The oldest motherfuckers in this country ain't never met God personally. Excuse me. And tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Ain't nobody met God, bro. They're lying. It's just a routine of telling people to believe in some shit of a culture to enslave people mentally. That's all it's about. And we keep falling for it. We keep it. God is real. How the fuck you know? Ain't none of y'all met God. I'm still trying to say that all these people keep telling us God is real. Right? He's this myth. Right? He changed some shit. well, why we ain't never seen him? Why we ain't never seen God? Y'all gotta be real about this shit. Stop lying to yourselves. Ain't nobody met God, bro. Nobody. Ain't none of these. You motherfuckers sit out here and are y'all serious? Listen, I'm not this anti-religious person. I'm just saying all that shit they tell y'all, tell me when y'all met God. You've been through all the bad times you've been in your life, but all of a sudden, God don't show up. All these bad people show up. But God don't show up. All the bad people, so-called people that are supposed to be his disciples or the motherfuckers that are supposed to help us, they come right down. They our leaders. They our leaders now. Are you serious? God put them in control of, and these motherfuckers is taking and stealing from us. So God put them in the power. But he's this great person, but he put these motherfuckers in power. It's more belief about the devil than is the belief about God. Because the devil is always woke, nigga. He's always doing some shit. We always doing fuck shit to each other. So I don't know how y'all think this shit. Tell me, like I said, give me a sign that God is real. And I'm talking about literally. See, my point is, everybody keep thinking I'm talking about, literally, we can meet him. I'm talking, listen, on a spiritual level, listen, I believe in the higher power. But this shit that a lot of y'all believe in is bullshit. You keep talking about God like he gonna come down. He been here. He doing this shit. No, he hasn't. Nigga talking about floods. Nigga, we just had floods. We got floods all the time. Forest fires, all that shit. We have it all the time. What are y'all talking about? People dying. God still ain't come down and save us. It's not like how y'all think with this God shit. Listen, I'm not going, listen, I'm going to say this on real talk. I don't know if God is in a certain type of way, even in my way, right? Like how I think of God. I don't know that for sure. But one thing I do know is that with y'all thought process of who God is a lot. We don't know who God is. We just don't. That high power, we don't know. And stop lying and stop pushing people to believe in some shit that you never experienced in your life. Stop doing that. Stop lying to people. Like real talk. Ain't nobody, listen, you can't talk about God like that if you ain't never seen him. I mean that shit. Like I don't talk about God in that way of like, oh, well, God did this and God did that. I won't ever do that because God is, for me, right, is somebody that I can't say that he did this shit or not. Listen, I don't know if God did it. My beliefs is what it is. But I never say, oh, God did that. God fixed that shit for me. No, I don't know that. Listen, stop it, y'all. Y'all gotta stop it, man. Real talk. Let's move on.
Say about black people, he only cares if people lie on Jesus.
Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people think that you cannot talk about God like that unless you got proof. I'm gonna say that to black people or anybody. You can't talk about God. Put me down for proof. You can't talk about God if you ain't got no proof. You ain't got no proof, then stop talking about God. Stop acting like you motherfuckers know God. Oh, God can do this and Jesus. You don't know shit about God. You ain't never met him. You don't know nothing about him. Stop. And that's why them pastors, they get over on a lot of you motherfuckers. And they do that shit because they know they can do it to you. I'm out, man. I'm out of here, yo. Because I don't like that. Even our people, to a certain extent, y'all believe in a fucking God that y'all ain't never met. It's bullshit. Believing in a God that you never even met. You give all this energy to, and ain't none of these motherfuckers know who God is. I'm sick of that shit. But anyway. Let's move on. I'm out. All I say to people is stop believing in shit that you can't prove. That's my issue. You can't believe in a God that you can't prove. And then you try to sit down and tell everybody else we wrong about some shit. But you can't prove your God. Let's move on. Leave comments, hit that like button. Support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.